Hopefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stagg Field on the campus of Springfield College for today's matchup between the Springfield College Pride and the SUNY Maritime Privateers. Alongside me, Cam Smith, Ross Meglin, someone who's finally taller than me on the sideline. Guys, how you doing today?
It's a little cold, the snow is still on the ground.
A little brisk,
It's chilly.
It's chilly. Let's pulled out the scarf. As you can see behind us, we got snow on the field. Nothing says a New England Bowl like a little bit of snow in November. You never know what's going to happen. All right, gentlemen, both teams coming into this game at 7-3, so anything could happen. But let's start with the Springfield College Pride's offense. They've had a great season. Hunter Belzo stepping up from the running back position. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, just like you said, Kevin, it's been the storyline all year long. You know, battle through injuries. Both Chad Shade and the backup David Wells both getting injured, and Hunter Belzo stepping into a role. This is his 7th start at quarterback.
Right.
So I mean, we're looking for a lot out of number 22 today.
Right.
You know, a lot of running up the middle. Triple option. You know,
Triple
that's our
option.
offense. That's it.
Springfield College's offense, triple option. You know, we've been watching Hunter Belzo now for 3 years. He's in Cam and I's class. He's a junior, so he's still got a whole year to go. You never know what's going to happen with him next year. So all these defenses, they see him all year. Who knows what's going to happen? But let's talk about SUNY Maritime's defense, because what are they going to do to stop the triple option and such a threat at quarterback?
Well, they got number 54, Liam Bailey. He has over 100 tackles this season and 20 tackles in one game versus the triple option team.
Really?
In Maine Maritime, which we saw a few weeks ago. So
you
20
know.
tackles in one game.
That's intense. Is he number 54, you said?
54.
Channeling his inner Teddy Bruschi there, you Patriot fans, right? Teddy Bruschi? All right, what else we got? Anything?
Well, they gave up about 22.5 points a game.
Okay.
So Springfield, we've seen them with blowout wins so far this year.
Right.
So I think if they can score early and often, then they'll have a lot of success later in the game.
Right, all right, now let's go to SUNY's offense. So going up against a pretty stacked Springfield College Pride defense. Obviously the names we know, Nick Giorgio, Marlo Scott. Let's talk a little bit about what that defense is going to bring to the game.
All right. Well, you see, SUNY Maritime, their offense, they like to throw the ball.
Right.
They got nasty quarterback in Thomas Wright. He's a senior out of Wonton, New York.
Oh,
right?
Wonton.
Over 2,000 passing yards this season, 26 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions.
That is extremely impressive. Do
So-
you happen to know his number?
He's number 2.
Oh, I was going to say number 12, channeling Tom Brady, sticking to the
What's up with you and the
Patriots.
Patriots
Sticking to the
today?
Patriots
There we
theme
go.
today. So, obviously, that's a pretty high-powered throwing offense. So, Springfield, I don't think they've seen that yet. Maybe 1 or 2 games they've seen a couple passes. So, what are their defense going to do to stop that?
Well, like you said, this is definitely the best quarterback they've seen all year. They don't face many teams that throw the ball very often.
Right.
So we have, of course, you mentioned Nick Giorgio, the Division II and III
Love that
Defensive
man.
Player
Love
of the
that
Year,
man.
NUMAC Players Defensive Player of the Year. So I think what it really comes down to is him. He's how he's going to lead the team
Right.
with 24.5 tackles for a loss this season.
Wow.
So just eliminate them from getting first down opportunities. And it'll come down to a lot of pressure on the quarterback, obviously, and good coverage down the field. Because you just don't want to leave the receivers open.
When you got, Nick Giorgio coming up the middle like a train, you never know what's going to
Scary
happen.
man.
So I would not want to be on the receiving end of one of those shoulders, let me tell you. So, obviously, we also have Marlo Scott, Johnny Bianchi, 5th-year Johnny Bianchi, having a great season, and Marlo Scott also having a great season. So, we'll see how they decide, this game for if they're going to throw the ball, our secondary's got to be ready, like you said.
They're going to be put to the test today for sure.
I would like to see it because it's about time that they get a true test on that defense. So, Cam, Ross, give me a quick prediction. What do you think?
Ooh, I think it's going to be a shootout. 1-score game. I'm taking Springfield.
Springfield, all
One-score
right.
game.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a shoot. I'm saying I'll go 31-24 Springfield.
31-24. I'm going to go 72-7. Let's go with a long shot. Springfield College. I want to see them roll. Roll Pride. All right. We will check back in with you at halftime. See you then.
Campbell promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes, officials, in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at athletes, officials, representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is prohibited.
Can't think, can't sleep, can't breathe. Everybody jumping out of their mind. Everybody going out of their skins.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to midfield for today's coin toss. Representing the teams are Maritime captains Peyton Campbell, Liam Bailey, Dean Lynch, and today's honorary captain, Jabari Corsfield. And for the Springfield College captains, Marlo Scott, Josh Thomas, Brendan Fleming, and Nick Giorgio. Referees, take it away.
Congratulations, captains. Maritime, Springfield, good luck today. Right, Maritime, visiting team, you have the option of the coin toss. Okay. This is 911 coin. The Eagles' head is the heads, the writing is tails. Heads, tails. I'm going to toss in the air. I'm going to call nice and loud. My umpire will verify the call for you. Call. Tails. He calls tails. Tails he calls. It is a tails. Take the ball. Maritime has one. They will receive. Who's goalie won't defend? Okay, put your back to that one. Okay. Second half option belongs to Springfield.
SUNY Maritime has won the coin toss, and they will receive first to start the game. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem. Performing the anthem today is John Papirio, a Springfield College alum from the class of 1978 and the father of current Pride cornerback Andrew Papirio.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled Belyea wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's go. All right, okay. Let's go. All right, okay. Let's go. All right.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside Stagg Field on the campus of Springfield College for this New England Bowl. Springfield College hosting SUNY Maritime. Alongside Eric Belyea, I'm Kevin Saxe. How you doing today,
Good,
Eric?
Kevin. How you doing? Great to be out here for one more time out here in Stagg Field.
You know, it's great to have it, and, you know, coming into this New England Bowl, obviously for the Pride, they had high expectations. Some unfortunate injuries kind of happened. But, you know, still a lot to play for both teams. Both teams finishing second in their conference, so still a lot to play for, you know?
Absolutely. Definitely a big game for them, for both teams, really. You know, the Pride want to come out. This would be their 18th win in 2 years, most in their 2 year span in the history of the school. Definitely a big win, a big opportunity to pull that 18th win out this year.
Definitely, Eric. As now we see Blake Heller off to kick off start the game. Excuse me. Return from Maritime. Nice tackle right there by the Pride, right around the 22-yard line.
Great stop for the Pride early on. Definitely pinned them back early inside their 20-yard line. Definitely a great way for them to start off.
No, one of the big things today is field position, because with the Pride's offense, it's kind of struggled at times, and with Maritime's extremely high-powered offense, you know, it's one of those things where field position could be huge. Now we get to see our first look at this Maritime offense, which we know is very good.
Definitely, they have their two big wide receivers, Curtis Smith and Brandon Drumgoal on the outside.
It's a good play right there by David McMullen right there, as they aim for Christian Castle, another one of their big wide receivers.
McMullen's going to come up huge today. Needs to make a lot of big stops in that secondary.
You know, Wright, their quarterback, senior quarterback, Thomas Wright, who's broken records at Maritime. We know it's pretty much, you know what to expect. They do have a decent running game, but you know what you're getting out of him.
It's all about the spread offense, man. They can run it if they want to, but they can definitely sling it.
Right, back to throw. Pass is incomplete.
This is the start the Pride need early on in the game. Is, you know, it sets the tempo for the whole game. They're definitely playing in the moment and staying in the moment.
So now we see 3rd down and 10 for the Maritime, as right back in the shotgun one again. Snap to Wright fades back to throw. Pass deflection, knocked down by number 99, Sam Greenfield, with a huge pass, knocking down the Bass, and great start by the Pride, Eric.
Huge start as Joe Gagliardi's going to head out to punt. That was a big stop for the Pride. Pins them back, and a good return here puts them right into business to return and get a great field position.
You know, Andrew Papirio has actually had a punt return touchdown this year, so could be one of those big things that, you know.
It's the little things, all three aspects of the game.
Papirio back, looking to return, tries to get through.
Was that Papirio on the return?
Still going. And gets to about the 43-yard line. And, I mean, that was a pretty impressive return. I mean, he looked dead to right to about the 37. Somehow carried like 3 guys with him.
Dragged 3 guys with him, really got these guys going. And, you know, this is a great field position for Belzo and the offense to come out and start.
You know, for as good as Maritime's offense has been, the one place they've kind of struggled is on defense. So this is going to be a big series for the Pride to kind of establish themselves early, as we have Josh Thomas in the backfield, and, you know, he's had some injury issues, but Belzo takes it on the first play.
You know, we're going to see a lot of this. Bounce outside, get it inside, bounce outside. It's definitely something that the Pride's recipe for success has been all of this year as well as all last year.
I mean, one of the struggles also is with Hunter Belzo is he's not actually a quarterback.
Right.
As we've talked about multiple times in these broadcasts. He's a running back, and you got to expect to see him call his own number a lot. I mean, 4 turnovers last week. He's the type of competitor who's going to want to have a big bounce back game.
And the triple option, it's definitely it's not the worst thing in the world to have him out there. As you know, how often do we throw the ball? 8 times a game. It's definitely something that will help them out. And it gives them the lateral movement that a lot of quarterbacks don't have.
Definitely is. Now we see about a 3rd down and 6 for Maritime. Big 3rd down early for the Pride as they look to keep this drive alive. Belzo with the handoff.
Well short.
Gets to about the 49-yard line. Looks to be about.
This is a little bit of no man's land here as it looks like we're going to punt.
I think that's one of those cases where if you don't get it, you don't want to give Maritime the short field right away.
Absolutely. Especially with their dynamic offense.
I mean, they have guys they have big play ability, short pass ability. You got to just hope that Jakai can get off a good punt if you're the Pride. Because, I mean, he's had a good year as a fill-in punter, but he's been inconsistent at times. So now Whittingham with a punt.
That's a very good punt.
Whittingham with a pretty good punt.
It's going to be a flag. We didn't pay attention to detail there on the fair catch call. We ended up making a tackle anyway.
That was number 6, Jack Pavlicek, and he's had a big year this year for the Pride, but did not see Maritime call for the fair catch. That was number 11, Brandon Drumgold, who's also one of their key receivers, but that's a bad mistake by Pavlicek, because that's going to give him 15 yards.
That penalty hurts the Pride there. Definitely helps them with a better field position.
And from up here we saw the signal, and I mean clearly it's just something.
All right, 15 yards, move them up to around the 30.
Now move up to about the 31-yard line because that penalty occurred at the 16. That's just one of those plays that in this type of game you really can't afford to make, but at the same time now this is one of those spots where you just got to just take it out of your mind and just move on to the next
Live in the moment.
play.
Don't let this bother you and bring you down. That's the big message for this Pride defense here.
Now, right, with the first handoff of the day, tackled by number 9, Tom Casey.
Casey having a great year this year, been high-powered offense alongside Nick Giorgio. You're going to see a lot of those two being called, have their names called today. The Pride's defense definitely looking to make a statement here.
With Tom Casey, he's been one of those guys. Didn't play a huge role even last year as a junior, but as a senior, he's really stepped into a bigger role at the linebacker position, along with A.J. Smith, Jack Pavlicek, all of our linebackers, really. Now, right in the shotgun again, sends receiver out wide. 5 wide for Maritime. Right back to throw. Drum goal over the middle. Tackled by Johnny Bianchi and Marlo Scott.
It's the big playability that Maritime has to convert on a pass like that. Move the chains, keep the offense going. It's definitely going to be a huge responsibility for the Pride to really focus in and stop that pass.
And that's one of those times where for the Pride we're really seeing that's really the first time we've really seen Maritime do something effective in the pass game, though. But I think if Maritime can work in those rush plays every now and then, it'll to keep the Pride honest.
Maritime quarterback likes to sit in the pocket. Tom Wright. As it looked like number 27, Khalil Lewin, got extra yardage there, refused to go down. But as I was saying, Tom Wright's a guy that can sit in the pocket, and that's money for Giorgio. Giorgio loves to find the quarterback that's sitting in the pocket and attack.
Wright's also a guy who can keep the play alive, which against this Pride front line, if they can force pressure on the O-line of Maritime, that's a dangerous combination.
Causes a lot more mistakes.
That was on that play, Maritime, we talked about big playability. They take it all the way down to about the 2-yard line about.
That looked like a broken coverage, more or less. A little confusion by the Pride secondary. Ball looks like to be lined up right around the 3-yard line. and it's time for goal line defense here. Definitely for the Pride, have to really focus in, stop the run, and look for the fade in the back right corner.
Right there, the Pride seemed to send a little bit of extra pressure, and that caused confusion amongst their own guys.
Yeah.
So now right back, hands it off. Good job by the D line right there. That looked like AJ Smith and Nick Giorgio, two NUMAC all first team performers for the Pride this year, and two guys who are going to be key.
Also on Maritime side too, 13 players received all conference, as well as quarterback Tom Wright. We're really seeing the cream of the crop in D3 college football here right now out on Stagg Field.
Especially for the New England conferences, as this is one of the 2 New England bowls, or one of the 3 New England bowls, excuse me. We're seeing kind of the best of the best right now, and I mean these are 2 teams that finish in second in their conference, so you got to expect some high level play today.
He tripped up again.
Nice play right there by the Pride. Number 27, Khalil Lewin, once again stumbled on the play. Big play, nice play by Torres and Pavlicek to stop him.
Jadel Torres making a huge stop there, keeping the Privateers out of the end zone, and now it's third down. No gain on the last 2 plays.
For the Pride, if they can get a goal line stop right here, that would be huge.
2 more tries, though. It'd be safe to assume if they don't get it here, Maritime's going to go for it.
No doubt, as right now takes the snap, goes to throw in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. That was number 11, Brandon Drumgold, who's been one of their pretty much their big play receiver. So, I mean, not surprised that they went there, and they just beat him to the corner. And
it's that typical fade to the corner that we see a lot of times all over football, college, professional, even high school. That play is very hard to stop. And for the Pride now, shake it out of their memory. Hunter Belzo and that offense go out, play hard, even up the score.
So now Ian Zimski attempt extra points up and good. 7-0 Maritime, 9:25 left in the first quarter.
Definitely for the Pride here, coming back on their second offensive drive of the day. The Pride really need to focus in on simply making the small plays, focusing on attention to detail, and the little things will come.
Definitely, as now the Pride in a position where they actually have been a few times this year. They've a very battle-tested team. They haven't been the team we were accustomed to last year with the big plays on offense. They're more of a grind-them-out team that's going to have to battle hard to win a lot of games, and comes with injuries. It comes with a lot of other factors, but for the Pride, this is where they make their name now. And can they come back with a good drive?
They have to play a full 4 quarters. They can't. One touchdown doesn't mean anything to them.
We've seen the Pride defense. They're still a very good defensive unit, and they're definitely a unit that's been very, very good. So I definitely think that if they can maintain what they've had all year, this is still a team with a lot of big play potential.
Again, 9:25 remaining in the first quarter. So much time left.
As now Gagliardi with the kick.
Looks like
Cashwell Doe on the return. Cashwell Doe up to the 30. Out around, say, about the 37, 38.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give it to him around the 37-yard line. Good return by Cashwell Doe. Maybe that's something the Pride needs to light a fire under him and really start to get going here.
For Isaiah Cashwell Doe, someone who's seen a little more playing time as his freshman year has went on. He's definitely a dynamic player both in the backfield and out receiving.
Cashwell Doe has a great future here on Alden Street.
As now Thomas up the middle. To get about 3 or 4 yards.
The Privateers defense has really come out hard, early on, for being able to stop that run up the middle and especially that run on the outside. Their rush defense, which is going to be their biggest priority here, has been pretty solid so far.
Definitely, as now a 2nd down and 6. Thomas once again with the run up the middle. And once again, tackle was made by number 57, James Varga. He's only a freshman. We've heard his name a lot already.
Varga's been playing great so far early on this game in this New England Bowl.
Is now Springfield with a 3rd and 2. Belzo with the keep. Belzo gets the first down over the 50, right around the 47-yard line. Nice play by Belzo right there.
Getting the ball into Privateers territory is something that they really needed to do for the first time today, and That's a huge play for them right there. Move the chains, new set of downs, keep the offense rolling.
And, with this Pride offense, it's not going to necessarily be the big 50, 60-yard plays. It's going to be the little 4, 5, 6-yard plays multiple times. But it's worked for them at times this year. Now Belzo keeps it once again. Belzo gets it about up to the 38, 39-yard line about.
You said it. It's not the big-time plays. You get 4 yards on the first 3 downs. That's 12 yards. It's new first down. So definitely ground and pound team, triple option offense. Teams coming out strong so far in the second.
Looks like that gain of 7 for Belzo. Belzo now keeps it again.
Thought about pitching there at the last second and seemed like not something. Good decision for Belzo to hold the ball there.
It's a big play by number 47, Peyton Campbell, senior defensive lineman. And, that was one of those plays where Belzo maybe tried to do a little too much.
Yeah, they made great plays on the outside, and Maritime picked up on the tendencies and noticed they've been bouncing outside, so I expect, a good handoff here to Thomas up the middle.
Right here, though, 3rd and 12, could we possibly see the pass? They put in Jetty, they put in Jakai. Got to think they might be going for it.
Looks like a timeout for Maritime.
First choice timeout, Maritime.
Interesting timeout there for Maritime. Maybe a little confused by the fact that Springfield brought out multiple receivers there.
How many plays does Springfield have on the film that Maritime had that had 2 receivers out there? Probably
the only time you ever see 2 receivers really for the Pride are when they're going to pass it. So, or like on one of the rare occasions where they block.
Absolutely.
Should be interesting to see coming out of the timeout. Does Springfield come out in different formation? What Maritime's possibly thinking here?
I definitely think Springfield has the opportunity to, pull something out of their hat where it's not necessarily, the regular ground and pound, and maybe a little trick play, not even a pass, maybe a little flea flicker action.
Now we see the Springfield offense emerge from the timeout. Springfield trailing Maritime 7-0 with 6:57 left in the first quarter. They have right now in the game now seem to be lining up in a.
It was like a multiple tight end set on the right-hand side.
Could possibly see one of these tight ends kind of squeak out, and for the pass now Belzo keeps it, pitches it off to Comey. Comey tackled for a loss, and
Comey on the carry.
If Belzo and the offense got that play off before they called timeout on the 3rd down, there's definitely opportunity to throw that ball and catch them off guard, but the Maritime was able to get that stop.
Is now Jakai Whittingham back on to punt for the Pride. He had a nice punt his first time around, but unfortunately part of it was negated by the penalty by Pavlicek. Hope for the Pride they'll need Whittingham to have another good punt. As Whittingham punts almost blocked, and it's received by Maritime right around the 15. Nice play right there by the Pride. Keep the return.
Pride's special team, huge stop right there, pins them within their own 20. Huge defensive drive here for the Pride.
And
need to come out and make a stop here. Already down 7 as time's ticking down. 6:09 remaining in the first quarter.
And Maritime will be right about their own 23-yard line. Is now right. Takes the snap. Nice play right there by the Springfield defensive line. Really getting a good push against the O-line.
If the Pride really focus in and hone in on stopping that run, they're going to cause Maritime to throw more passes, and that's where the secondary is going to come into play, and Nick Giorgio off the edge, where the Saxe definitely a big situation in defensive coverage in the secondary.
Definitely, especially with Wright. If he's going to try to keep a play alive, Giorgio has very deceptive speed for a big guy. Dude can move.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting Giorgio off that edge is something that Maritime, I'm sure, really needed to focus in on this week.
Now Wright back to throw. And that looked like Sam Greenfield and A.J. Smith on the stop right there.
That defensive line for the Pride, they're going to pound, and make things happen. it's up to, those 3-4 guys can play great, but it's all up to the one unit, to all those 11 guys.
Actually, Nick Giorgio on the stop end. I mean, Nick Giorgio is the new MAC Defensive Player of the Year for a reason.
Yeah, he's been great. He was an All-American last year. He's definitely been living up to his expectations here on Alden Street so far as he's wrapping up his career.
His last game as a member of the Springfield College Pride, you got to know he wants to come out strong. And now I see Thomas Wright back in the shotgun. Wright with the blitz and the sack by number 94, Nick Giorgio.
Nick Giorgio, man, dominate. That's what he's here to do, and that's what he's been doing all season.
For the Pride, it's almost kind of risky to send a blitz with the passing attack that they have, but the O-line of Maritime just hasn't been able to stick with it these last couple plays.
That's what the Pride's going to need, that stop right there. Putting the punter in their own end zone. This could be a big muff right here.
Big return by Papirio right here. Set up the Pride nicely, or not. Punt was almost blocked. That punt goes out of bounds.
Did not go out of bounds.
Has not went out of bounds yet.
That got a Maritime roll, if you ask me.
And, that when that ball bounced, really kind of looked like it was just going to bounce direct out, and all of a sudden it's just rolling.
Rolled and stayed in.
Still not terrible field position for the Pride at the 45.
They almost blocked it, too, and it seems like now on their third drive, they've all started right around the 45-yard line.
For the Pride, it's great starting field position. So now Belzo with the snap keeps it, pitches it out to Ryan DeGear. Nice pickup by Ryan DeGear. Looked to get about 7 or 8 yards on the play.
Ryan, a weapon that is not really talked about a lot in the Pride offense. A guy that we could see a lot of on plays like that. Great carry right there. Gains about 6 yards on the play. Sets up a 2nd and 4.
And for DeGear, he also scored the only touchdown for the Pride last week. So clearly he's someone who, as the season has went on, there's been some injuries, there's been some other issues for the Pride. He's been one of the guys who's really been trusted.
Coach Sarasolo has definitely preached next man up mentality, and that's what it's been so far for the Pride's offense.
Now Thomas up the middle. Looks to be about a yard short.
I think on
about 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, I definitely think you see a little bit of Josh Thomas here on the carry again.
You got to try to get that big push up front and really get Thomas just running downhill up the middle. I mean, you got to expect that's what the Pride want to do right now. That's a huge part of their offense.
This is where, and we've discussed it in the past on prior broadcasts, is Thomas pushes forward for a first down.
Pushes forward, and he gets the first. And
as we've discussed on prior broadcasts, the Pride's offensive line is something that's not talked about a lot, but is one of their, if not their strongest unit on the field at most times. Nick Bainter at center, All-American preseason. Definitely a great front seven to have there.
And you talked about offensive line. Nick Bainter just won first team All-New MAC as well. So, there's definitely a lot going for Bainter and the Pride. So now Belzo with a pitch out to Cash Waldo. Cash Waldo down to the 20, inside the 20, down to about the 16-yard line.
That run right there is definitely what the Pride needed. Moving to the red zone, looking to even up the score here, 7-7.
The 28-yard rush by the freshman Cash Waldo out of Woburn, Massachusetts. So now they probably look to continue their momentum on the drive. Belzo with the handoff up the middle to Tim Callahan.
On the rush.
Looks like he didn't get all that much there, maybe 2-3 yards.
Now, Eric, back to talking about the offensive line. You also have guys, David Mikas, Tim Christensen, earning first team all conference, and Brennan Fleming, who earned second team all New MAC.
It speaks volumes of what this offensive line means to the Pride. And in an offense like a triple option, it's definitely almost like the end all be all. You could have the great running, the great quarterback, the great halfback and fullback, but you have a great running game. But if that offensive line can't get you going, there's not much you could do there.
As now we see third down coming up for the Pride, as this will be
3rd and looks like 7.
This will be a big play for the Pride right here as they try to keep this drive alive.
3rd and 7 for Springfield.
You got to think maybe something to the outside, try to get someone in space. Now Belzo, hands off, keeps it. Belzo gets up the middle for...
We have towels, hand warmers flying all over the place. 4th down and looks like 3. Should be interesting to see what they do here, really.
Now you got to put in Mason Dumas because Belzo's helmet fell off. So what the Pride could do here is call a timeout potentially, just to get Belzo back in.
Or Dumas doesn't have the worst arms here. Maybe surprise Maritime and throw one here.
I just don't think with the Pride they feel comfortable enough with that. But
Absolutely.
I mean, there could be. You never know. Try to get him possibly to jump.
It's under center.
Dumas rolls out, makes the throw, and he was out of bounds.
Good play, just out of the back of the end zone. Cashwell Doe tried to get a foot down, wasn't able to. Tough play, but at the end of the day, this Maritime offense really needs to put a drive together here because they were starting all the way back on the 15-yard line.
And right there, that was a pretty risky play. But you know what? For Springfield now, Maritime's offense, they've really, other than the one drive, they've kind of neutralized them. So for Springfield, possibly it was worth the risk.
It's a matter of time before this offense really gets going for the Pride.
Is now incomplete.
Interception.
And he picked it off. That was number 1, Johnny Bianchi with the interception.
Should be interesting to see what they call here.
We'll see what
refs
they call.
Converging in the middle of the field. Springfield's defense saying they have it. Maritime saying they dropped it. Looks like Bianchi's trying to politic his way into getting the interception called.
And it appeared on that play that was very close. So it's definitely a call that really could swing momentum in this game. And
first down, Pride.
First down for Springfield, and Johnny Bianchi just ripped that. He said, "Give me that."
The Maritime's coaching staff is not happy with that call. They are not happy with that call.
And you have to expect them to be unhappy with the call, and I mean that's a game-changing call right there. Is the Springfield defense?
That's something called a momentum shifter.
We know the Pride's defense is capable of that. As now, Belzo back under center now, trying to get the Pride on the board. Pitches it out to DeGear. DeGear tries to get around the edge. Nice play by DeGear just to actually get that, as that was not a great pitch by Belzo.
DeGear had to extend all out, as there's a flag on the play, all out to just grab that, and the penalty's on Maritime.
And it looks like the penalty. We await word on the flag on the play. Looks like it could. That was a defensive holding.
With this Maritime coaching staff, seems like at their wits' end with what the defense, with the officials crew so far. We could look for a flag on them. It's definitely Maritime putting their backs up against the wall.
I think what they have to. I think with the refs, I think they understand though the emotions are running high as the bowl game. Everybody wants to win. It has that you can feel it in the crowd. There's the intensity on the field and in the crowd of an actual a bigger game. As now Belzo keeps it.
This has
as
all the buildings to be a big game feel. 7-0 as the first quarter comes to the end.
At the end of the first quarter, Springfield leads Maritime 7-0. We'll be back after this short break.
Fans, at this time, we proudly request that any current or former members of our armed forces please stand to be recognized. and gentlemen, let's hear it for those men and women who have given so much to serve our country.
Back here. Thomas up the middle. He's in.
Like to be close.
Looks like he's close. Looks like he's short. And now a flag is thrown.
Tempers are starting to flare. They need to, for the Pride. They really need to. They really need to stay within the moment, stay within themselves, and focus on what they need to do as a team.
You know, it was a nice run by Thomas, but the flag came in late, so you got to think possibly on both teams maybe.
Which would be offsetting, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
For Springfield. They called an unsportsmanlike conduct on number 76. And
yeah, Nicholas Koch got the call. He's a freshman. I don't believe he's in right now.
He's not out there, so you got to think maybe number 7, either Tim Christensen or Zach Wright.
73 came out, so it's safe to assume it was Tim Christensen.
And, you know, that's a big play for the Pride. As now it's 3rd down.
That penalty, the Pride really need to stay in and now forget it. Get it out of their memory. That penalty happened. It's over with now. Time to capitalize on the opportunity the Pride have here inside the Maritime's 20-yard line.
Belzo. Pitch it to Comey. Comey with the throw to Whittingham.
Oh.
Pass broken up by Maritime. And, you know, they tried to throw in a little trickeration right there.
Looks like we're going out with the Pride going out with their own field goal unit here.
Looks like it'll be Blake Heller on to attempt the kick.
Heller, a senior out of Belmore, New York, has been a great kicker for the Pride in his 4 years here.
And looks to be about 32-yard field goal.
This is something the Pride really need right here. Get them on the board early in the second quarter.
Snap down, kick is up, and it's good.
That's dead red. Might have dented a windshield there.
That's why you don't park there. That's why you take the L. If you're personally on the game, pay the $15, park behind the P.
Preferred parking. Help the baseball team. 7-3 Maritime early in the second quarter.
And with Blake Heller, you know, he's someone who him and Christian Hummelach have split duties, but, you know, nice job by Heller right there.
Something you know, we haven't really talked about on the broadcasts at all this year is how good the kicking, you know, unit is. Both Hummelach and Heller both have converted on plenty of field goals this year. Good pairing, and like we've talked about with Jakai punting, they have a good little trio of kickers.
Well, I mean, with Whittingham, while he has been inconsistent at times, he's definitely been someone to do pretty good considering he's not even a real punter.
And, you know, we had one of the best punters in all of the country at any level in Whit DeVoe last year. Replacing with Jakai Whittingham is definitely a learning experience.
As now Heller is going to kick it off now. Heller, the kickoff. Be returned by Drumgoal.
Good hit and great stop for the Pride.
Great job by the Pride special teams right there.
By number 11, Brandon Drumgoal. What do you got? 42 for Springfield?
As now we'll see Maritime's offense come back out on the field.
On the stop for Springfield.
Ball looks like to be at the Maritime 18-yard line. As again, Maritime's being pinned all the way back. Pride's defense really needs to come up and make a stop.
You know, you gotta think with Maritime's defense struggling a bit, potentially go. You know, I really thought right there they were gonna go pass because take a shot, but you gotta think now with their defense, with their offense now kind of falling out of a rhythm. You got to think maybe take a deep shot. This is a team that's not scared to go for that deep pass. They have a quarterback in right who's done it on multiple times this year, so you got to think.
They're a big-time team that looks to capitalize on big-time plays, kind of like what we've seen in the NFL-wise, Kansas City this year. With Tim Wright back there, the Pride are definitely going to need to, stay in their ground.
It's now Wright back to throw. Takes off.
Slides, no tackle, first down.
Nice play by Wright right there. He couldn't find anyone, was getting a bit of a pass rush, and he did a nice job taking that right up the middle. And he's definitely someone who can keep a play alive, and that's kind of key for them, but at the same time for him, if he's trying to keep a play alive within the pocket, someone that Nick Giorgio can really feast on, and we've already seen it happen a couple times today.
We've discussed how dynamic the Pride's offense is. What about Tom Wright and Khalil Lewin back there? Two guys that can both run the ball very well as Tom Wright, as we know, can throw the ball very well.
With Lewin, he's someone that they definitely try. Lewin and Nicholas Mormon are two guys they try to really mix in. However,
and Lewin's an explosive back too. A guy that is a one-cut type of back, doesn't need to be flashy, gets through and bursts of speed. He's gone.
That's key for them. As we know what. Everyone knows what their offense is. They make no bones about it. They're going to pass the ball most of the time. If they can establish the rush game, that's what's going to really make a difference. As now Wright with a throw over the middle.
Good stop by Bianchi there.
Nice tackle by Bianchi to really stop any Drumgoal from taking any further. There's now a big third down coming up.
Looks like a 3rd and 4 for the Pride.
You got to think potentially either run or quick pass right here. As the quick pass, they've still been able to hit on some of those.
We've talked about their receivers, man. Brendan Drumgoal in the slot coming across on the slant wouldn't be a big surprise here to get that first down. Keep the drive going.
Is now Wright once again back in the back to throw. With a 5 wide. Go right back to throw. He's getting pressured.
Flag on the play. Incomplete. Looks like that's going to be a holding on Maritime.
It definitely looks like a hold. I mean, where the flag came in appeared to be something there, and great job by the Pride pass rush once again.
Pride's defense has really been stepping up, and it's going to be 4th and long now.
They decline the penalty as it'll be 4th down. Not really even close to a choice right there.
With the punt team coming in here and 11:46 remaining in the first half, the Pride really need to hone in on their offense here, keep their control. Don't let that penalty pop up again, that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and they'll be fine.
And right here, the last time Gagliardi punted, he had a really nice bounce, and the Pride also almost blocked it. I mean, they almost got through.
Short punt.
Papirio.
Looks like they're going to spot it right around the Pride's own 48-yard line.
And, once again, we see the Pride starting very close to midfield, and you got to think this is a – and, we saw Gagliardi let off a couple nice punts, but that one was a bit shorter and now sets the Pride up once again in pretty solid field position.
Listen, the Pride have had great field position. It's a matter of time until they break out.
And Hunter Belzo has that big playability to break out, as now Belzo keeps it, pitches it out to DeGear, and just didn't get the block, and DeGear is taken down for a loss.
And you just got tripped up, too. You know, a play like that, you have 1, 2 guys to beat, you get tripped up. It's frustrating.
You know, it's one of those things, though, where, you know, we've seen Maritime's defensive line and linebackers really get in and do a pretty good job of really breaking through the O-line that really is pretty highly regarded here at Springfield.
You know, I think, too, with the Pride struggling a little bit with their running game, would it be the worst thing to see if we see a couple more pass plays than we usually do for the Pride?
As now Thomas with the rush, and you mentioned the passing game. The one concern they have is throwing it on multiple series, but you got to think right here, it's either going to – I'm not a psychic, I'm not Tony Romo as a play-by-play guy, but I would not be surprised to see Josh Thomas up the middle because that's really been what's really been working for them.
Offsides. It's going to be offside on the Pride.
Oh, it's going to be a false start on the Pride right there.
You know, 2 big penalties for the Pride on the last 2 series between the unsportsmanlike conduct and now on the false start.
And that was on Tim Christensen once again. As on 3rd down and about 9, you got to think they're going to look to pass here. You know, you got Whittingham and Comian, Whittingham and Hines.
Whittingham's on one-on-one coverage.
Belzo gets it up just over the 50, and you know it looked like he was going to try to drop back to throw, but took it on his own instead, and only got about 3-4 yards.
Pocket collapsed very quickly there.
Now 4th down for Springfield. They're going to bring out the punt team as they look for Whittingham to try to pin Maritime. So Whittingham will be back into punt as Drumgoal will be back to return once again. And, you know, right now, for the Pride, the penalties really come up big as you have the unsportsmanlike penalty and then the false start. You know, kind of not pushing the Pride back.
For both teams, as Ja'Kai Whittingham gets a great punt off.
Nice play by the Pride right there. Nice play by the Pride, and there seems to be a little extracurriculars on the far side. No call. However, it's something to keep an eye on as the game seems to be getting a little bit chippy here.
Maritime's a team that loves to get under your skin a little bit, and if that's their way of beating you, if they beat you in the mental game, it makes it easier to beat you in the actual game.
And, you know, it's one of those things where it's going to be which side can keep their composure more as it becomes increasingly chippy, because these are 2 teams that you know are going to come in, battle hard, especially with the lovely trophy that's in our box right now.
Yeah, that thing's a heavy piece of silver.
Is now Maritime back out in offense right. Hey, hands off to Lewin. Nice run by Lewin right there.
It wasn't hard to try for the Pride's defense there to make it look like they got their second recovery there, and they obviously didn't, but second and looks like 4 for the Pride, for the Maritime Privateers, rather.
As now for the Privateers, got to expect them possibly hand off to Lewin, try to keep the Pride's defense honest as, you know, if they can establish that run game, opens up the pass game completely for them.
If Wright drops back here and Giorgio gets a good rush, it could create a big 3rd and long.
Now hands off to Lewin once again. Looks like Smith and Bianchi are in on the tackle, but it looks to be enough for a Maritime 1st down. Right.
Barely. That was like a little bit of a generous spot there. It looked like he was kind of a little bit on the marker.
You know, now 1st down in Maritime at the 35. It's now right getting some direction from the sideline.
You know, if we've seen run, I wouldn't be surprised if they look to pass soon.
It's now right.
Told
back
you.
to throw with the play action. As ball was over drum goal, looked like it was tipped, and for the Pride, someone someone had gotten there, that would have been a huge, huge play.
Johnny Bianchi's been playing great so far, and to get that stop and almost a second turnover, that would have been huge.
You know, for Bianchi and Giorgio and guys like that, it's one of those things where they're seniors. You know, there's a little something extra to the game.
They're going all out. They want to go out on top on Stagg Field.
It's now right back to throw again. He's going to take off with it.
No chance.
And he's lucky to have gotten anything, as he gets about 3 on the play. And the tackles were made by Sam Greenfield and A.J. Smith. This is a huge third down right here, once again, for the Pride defense.
Huge potential stop here for the Pride. Really need to focus in and get this big stop here, keep them on their own side of the field.
Now Wright's going to be once again back to throw, and you got to think, this could be one of those slant passes over the middle. That's worked for them in the past, but if the Pride have done a pretty solid job of defending them as well.
As time's ticking on the play clock, down to 11 seconds, 10 seconds.
Now Wright back to throw, throws it. Pass was intended for Christian Castle, one of their 3 main senior wide receivers. And the Pride's defense once again comes up with a big stop. And you know what? Right now the Springfield defense is holding up their end of the bargain. Now it's time for the offense to hold up their end.
With 7:24 remaining in the half here for the Pride to go and get a good drive here, possibly put some points on the board, and then they're starting the ball for the second half. It's definitely a sense that the Pride can really come in and take hold of this game.
Now, nice punt for Maritime, as got Maritime roll. Looks like the ball is out of bounds right around the 22-yard line. So now this will be big for the Pride to really get their offense going, as it's not, the field position isn't as good as it has been.
That took a huge privateer bounce.
Oh my God.
7:16 remains in the half.
So now with 7:16 remaining, we see the Pride offense only been able to score 3 points, have had a couple penalties. You know, it's going to be key for the Pride to really kind of. Now Belzo with the pitch off to Comey.
Comey was able to get upfield there, not as much as he usually does. He gains a good 7 yards.
And you know, right now about 2nd and 4 coming for the Pride, and you know those are the type of plays they need. Just keep going 5-6 yards play, and that's going to get you enough first downs.
Clock's still rolling, just under 7 minutes here in the half.
Now Belzo hands it off to Thomas. Thomas is putting his head down and running hard.
Maritime better watch themselves.
And that looks like a first down for Thomas right there. You know, Josh Thomas is someone who's battled injuries this year, but, you know, he's leaving it all out there right now.
Yeah, Thomas came back. First time on the field a couple weeks ago since the Kane game when they hosted Maine Maritime in their senior day. Huge to get Thomas back on the field before he says goodbye to Alden Street.
Now Belzo keeps it, gets hit. Belzo's lucky he held on to the ball right there.
Looked like he was carrying it just by one hand as Bryant gets the sack
number 95, Eli Bryant on the play.
15 for Springfield.
2nd and 15. You think there's any chance for him to throw the ball?
Eli Bryant, big boy, 6'2", 295.
Well, that's a big boy.
And you know, you just talking about whether they can, whether they want to throw it or whether they want to pass, whether they want to run or pass. This could be the time. Maybe go for it. Go for the deep shot.
It's looking like a 2nd and 13 here. Definitely doesn't hurt to at least attempt.
Now Belzo with the handoff to Callahan.
Gets him back to the line of scrimmage.
Callahan gets it right back to about 3rd and 10. You got to think. Gets it over the original line of scrimmage right about the 37. You got to think pass right here.
I think here, you know, 3rd and 9 rather, 3rd and 8, have no choice but to throw the ball.
You know, as the clock ticks under 5.5 minutes now, you got to think, why not go for it?
No receivers wide.
Now Belzo pitches it out, and there's nowhere to go right there for number 5, Steve Comey, and kind of an interesting play call right there by the Pride, and you got to think the Pride at some point are going to have to start taking at least some shots down the field.
The outside pitch hasn't worked, and it's going to come sometimes, for Coach Tarasulo and the Pride. With less than 5 minutes left going into half, I'm sure there's going to have to be some adjustments made on the offensive side of the ball.
Now Whittingham back to punt. It's going to be a huge punt if Whittingham can.
Need some airtime
high
here.
Snap. Whittingham with the punt. And that roll takes a good roll.
That looks like Pride football.
And for some reason, Maritime
everybody's
tried
calling
to pick
for
up
the Pride ball. Pride football.
It'll be Springfield football.
Springfield football.
As now it looks like the refs are still going to be meeting. The refs are meeting. Offense is running out. And Maritime football. And the refs aren't.
Looked like the refs prematurely called for the ball.
Looked like the ref might have pointed the wrong way right there. As now Coach Tarasulo having a conversation with the ref, as the ref everyone saw the ref point Springfield's direction, and then they changed the call, but look to be the right call though.
We cannot let this affect. They cannot let this affect the Pride's defense here. They need a big stop.
That sets them back all the way back to the 19 now.
4:34 left in the half.
This is now right in the backfield with Lewin. Hands off to Lewin, gets
a couple yards,
a few yards on the play. So they'll set up about a 2nd and 7-ish.
Yep, 2nd and a very long 6.
As the clock ticks, just about 4:15 left in the second quarter. Springfield College trailing Maritime 7-3. As Maritime continues to hold the ball. Right once again back with Lewin in the backfield. Right, once again letting the play clock run down. Right, back to pass. They almost had someone off the edge. Wright's going to take off. Gets out of bounds right around the 35-yard line of the Pride. As looked like Jack Pavlicek was coming in on the blitz, and he just kind of fell, and that allowed Wright to get to the outside.
From this angle, although it wasn't a great one, it kind of looked like maybe that could have been a chop block. Wasn't called. 1st and 10 for the Privateers.
1st and 10, Privateers.
It's now right once again. Receivers to the right, and Lewin in the backfield.
.3:14 remaining in the first half.
And this flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start.
False start, bouncing back 5 yards.
That was a false start on number 82, Antonio Clark, sophomore tight end out of Brooklyn, New York, and pushes them back to 1st and 15. As once again, Wright will be the shotgun with Lewin to his left, or right, excuse me.
With 2:50 now remaining, it wouldn't be surprising if they start to look to throw the ball more as the Pride start with the ball in the second half.
Definitely, as now Wright rolls out to his right.
Deep ball.
And it out. Bianchi picks it off. Johnny Bianchi with his 2nd pick of the day. That pass was intended for Christian Castle, and Johnny Bianchi not going down without a fight tonight in his last game on Stagg.
Bianchi's 2nd interception of the game. Huge momentum shifter for the Pride. Pride got to run a nice little 2-minute drill now. Have three timeouts and the 2-minute warning left.
As with 3 timeouts, this could bode well for the Pride. However, you got to expect them possibly to go to the air now.
Wouldn't hurt.
Now Belzo with the pitch to Comey. Comey out about the 46-yard line.
Comey doing all he can to gain some yards up there. Gains about, looks like 5 yards. 4 yards.
And, it's a nice play, though. Also appeared I thought he got out of bounds on that play. I guess he didn't.
Clock's still running now at 2:25.
Now Belzo back under center. Belzo pitches it out to DeGear. DeGear finds the edge. Down to the 30. Down out about to the 28-yard line.
Huge run for DeGear there. Gets the Pride offense into Maritime territory. Need to convert here. Plenty of time left. 2:10 and counting. 3 timeouts left.
For DeGear, we've seen how effective he can be, and that was a 27-yard rush.
27-yard rush.
Something about the Pride, too, is their offense is always moving. They're used to getting quick to the ball, so they're not going to lose a lot of time when the
clock is now under 2. It's 1 minute and 50 seconds. It's now Belzo back under center. Belzo. Big hole opens up for Josh Thomas up the middle, and Josh Thomas he's really working right now.
Let the big boy eat, man. It's been a recipe for success all year between him and Tim Callahan, something that has been a big positive for this offense.
For the Pride right here now, 1:20 and counting left in this second quarter, as you got to think the Pride's offense kind of has to pick it up here now around the 20, as they don't have time to waste right now.
It's safe to assume Coach Tarasilo is going to be in the ref's ear looking to be utilizing those 3 timeouts they have left.
Belzo with the fake pitch gets it out to Cashwell Doe.
Got to call a first down here. Got to call a timeout, not a first down.
As you got to think, probably looking to call a timeout as the clock will keep on running. The clock is down to 50 seconds. And the ref is still not called, as Sarasulo still has yet to call a timeout. You got to think maybe if he gets the first down, that's what he's saving him for. I think 3rd and 1, they're going to hand it off to Thomas. Thomas gets
got
the first
down and then some.
Now, and Mike Sarasulo calls a timeout almost immediately because the clock stops at 32.3 seconds.
Some time left there. You got plenty of time, 32 seconds to run a bunch of plays. They'll be fine.
And you got to think, though.
Get your New England Bowl Adidas t-shirts and sweatshirts.
Will the Pride possibly think about, go for the pass now, trick play,
Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to try.
Doesn't hurt to try as long as you don't give the ball away. You're in pretty much within field goal range as long as you don't lose yards here. So you got to think, you got to play it safe when you pass it, but also take a shot if you have it.
Not just that, also has those 2 timeouts in their pocket. Something they could utilize there is, utilize the timeouts. Take some chances at the end zone. Doesn't hurt.
And with 32.3 seconds left in the first half, we will also be sent. Just a reminder, stay tuned as we will be sending it down to Taylor Sanzo Nichole Maisto at halftime. And
they're one and the same person, so we understand.
We send it down to Nichole Maisto at halftime. She'll have an interview with head coach Mike Sarasulo before it's sent over to Ross Meglin, Kevin Gaiss, and Cam Smith for our halftime report. As the Pride have now emerged from the huddle, and they have Comey, Cashwaldo, and Whittingham all in. Those are 3 capable catch passers.
Whittingham's a guy that's lined out way out wide.
They also have Jetty Haynes out wide on the right, so you got to think possibly fade to Jetty Haynes, because Jetty Haynes, not the biggest guy, but he can get up there.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. It's big playability. He can get up there and they get him the ball.
Belzo keeps it. Belzo hangs on to the football, and it looks like Sarasulo calls a second time out of the half.
26 and a half seconds remaining.
Do you wonder why the NCAA
As now we'll take this short break. We'll be right back. With 26 and a half seconds left in the first half, Maritime leads Springfield 7-3.
Championship are discovering their potential, developing their passions, and dedicating themselves to academic success while preparing for graduation and beyond. To learn more, go to ncaa.org.
We are back here at Springfield College. Springfield trails 7-3, 2nd and 2 for the Pride. 26.5 seconds left in the half. Huge play coming up for the Pride as they look to get some sort of points on the board, as they will also be receiving the second half kickoff.
Big Josh Thomas
up the middle.
Looks like a false start.
Looks like there was a timeout called by Maritime.
The student athletes competing in today's
Maritime.
are among approximately 180,000 college students.
Calls the timeout, and we'll be right back once again after this short break as Maritime this time with the timeout, and leaves Maritime down to one timeout.
On the Division III Facebook page or at NCAA Division III on Twitter with our official Twitter handle at NCAADIII.
Game clock operator, please put 26 seconds on the game clock. 26 seconds. Thank you. Seconds. 26 seconds.
And we are back here at Stagg Field. Kevin Saxe, Eric Belyea on the call.
26 seconds left here in the second quarter. The Pride have 2nd and 1 right around their 8-yard line. Pride with a handoff to Thomas up the middle. Short by about a yard.
They call their timeout.
The Pride looked. The Pride appeared to call their final timeout, but they look to be right around the.
Oh, clock's running. Clock's running.
Thomas. See it. The refs call touchdown, Springfield.
They needed that and the half on a huge touchdown.
13 seconds left. Josh Thomas runs it in up the middle. Hunter Belzo with the
Hunter
rush.
Belzo needed that. The Pride's offense needed that. Send them in at halftime, up 10-7 potentially.
It's only 9-7 right now, Eric. Heller now in to attempt extra point. Snap down. Kick is up. And it's good. And that's 2 dented windshields on the day. But more importantly, Springfield leads 10-7 over
That had
Maritime.
distance. That could have hit President Cooper's house.
You know, you could see Jack coming out chasing after that one eventually. As now Springfield leads Maritime 10-7 with just 13 seconds left here in the second quarter. And you want to talk about momentum shift. Getting that touchdown before half, they get the ball to start the second half, as well as having all the momentum right now. They've started to move the ball effectively, and that's what we've seen from the Springfield offense a lot of times this year, where it just takes time and then it starts going.
They need to keep this momentum going for the second half. They come out, the Pride start off with the ball. They need to ride this momentum high into the locker room. Expect this kick here to be one that, rolls, hits the ground, gets the clock moving.
You just got to make sure that your coverage teams are still in order. You can't let down just because there's 13 seconds left.
Absolutely.
Especially because you give them decent field position. They're a team that can go with a big play.
You got to play all 60 minutes.
It's now Heller to kick it off. Heller's kick is off, and it's down. Hit someone. Hit somebody. And that's looks like it's a very loose ball. Springfield's calling. The ref is pointing. The ref was pointing Springfield's way. 11 seconds left.
All right, so
as the refs are, the refs have not announced the
Georgia's
call
pulling
yet.
people off of them.
And looks like the ref signals Springfield College ball. 11.3 seconds left.
All right. I know the Pride don't like to throw the ball. Definitely have to take a chance here.
Hunter Belzo can reach the end zone from this point. There's no reason. Or here's what potentially. Do you think about putting Steve Comey in at quarterback? He's played quarterback our freshman year 2 years ago.
Right.
So you got to think. Does he have the better arm? You put Belzo coming out the backfield, but it's going to be Belzo.
Also, too, something we could see is to try to get a play, gain some yards, get towards the 30, 25-yard line, and send Blake Heller out there to get a kick, to get a kick for a field goal.
They do also have a timeout, so.
Ryan, it looked like 84. 84? Yeah.
I thought. No. It looked like 85. It looked like 85. Ryan. I watched that. It looked like 85. 85? Yeah.
Referee, would you please repeat your statement?
Seconds on the game clock.
That's all.
There will now be 8 seconds left on the play clock.
So there's 8 seconds remaining in the half.
You got to think quick pass out, get like 5-10 yards. Do you send Blake Heller in? Because Blake Heller has distance. It's more about the accuracy. As now Belzo rolls out. They're going to have enough time for one more play. As there's 3.3 seconds left here in the first half.
That pass incomplete.
And I do believe that was the first. That was the third pass attempt for Springfield today. That was the third pass attempt by Springfield today, Eric, by 3 different people. Because Dumas had the one incomplete, Steve Comey had the one incomplete, now Hunter Belzo. So we've seen 3 pass attempts for 3.
You know, quality over quantity, I guess, right?
You never know though. Right here, you have Mason Dumas, who's a traditional quarterback. Do you consider sending Dumas out there to send one to the end zone?
You know, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to throw towards the end zone here because
you never know.
Worst comes worst if it's interception.
Last year against Norwich, we saw the play that got batted down right into Jetty's hands. So, there is a possibility for anything right now.
Not just that, too. The Pride have guys who can catch the ball and can potentially make big plays. And it looks like we're kicking a long field goal.
Are we about to witness history here at Springfield College? Blake Heller on for the 54-yard field goal.
54-yard field goal attempt for Blake Heller.
Looks to be about 54. And they're also going to send a returner back for Maritime.
This is Blake Heller's career. This is his livelihood right here on the line. Swing is like shoot the entire way.
Heller.
Ball's up. Just short.
Just short.
Kick is no good.
That was very close. Just a little short for Blake Heller. But Pride are heading into the break up 10-7.
Pride are up 10-7. And honestly, if he kicked that, this place really filled up. And it's really loud in here. This place the roof could have blown off this.
Yeah, the metaphorical roof definitely would have exploded off.
Yeah, we're not at Tropicana Field. We don't have an actual roof. As Pride get that late touchdown, huge for momentum. As we will send it down momentarily to Nichole Maisto, who will have a halftime interview with Mike Sarasulo. But Eric, before we get to Coach Sarasulo's interview, you got to think, great way to end the first half for the Pride. And if that field goal went in, the Pride already had all the momentum. They're receiving the ball to start. But that would be, could you believe that, what would have happened? And the momentum would have been unreal.
The momentum would have been so much more into the Pride's favor, but it's already in the Pride's hands pretty well. Keep this momentum going. This is what they needed. And you know what? They're doing it the right way. They're not chirping. They're just doing what they have to do. They had that one hiccup. Other than that, that's it.
As now Springfield leading 10-7. And another thing really quick that we talk about, the Pride have gotten really kind of gotten consistent play, and that's really what it's been. They've played a full 60 minutes. They've had some mistakes, but they haven't let those mistakes define what's happening in this game.
They realize that the Pride that it's just win the play.
And that's key because against a team like Maritime, they are a talented team. They've finished 7-3. They only losses to Husson, who's playing in the NCAA tournament first round today. And that's really the big key. as now we're going to be sending it down to Nichole Maisto with head coach Mike Sarasulo.
I'm here with Coach Sarasulo at the half. Currently, the Pride is up 10-7 against SUNY Maritime. So, Coach, you guys definitely picked up the momentum in the second half, or in the second quarter. What do you guys think you can do to continue your momentum through the second half?
Yeah, we just got to get some consistency offensively. We haven't done that yet. Kind of a couple good plays, a couple bad plays. So, and then defensively, again, they've been playing their tails off like they have all year long. I mean, those kids are playing hard. So, we got to keep the defensive intensity and get some consistency out of the offense.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm going to send it now to our halftime show with Kevin, Ross, and Cam.
And we are back for the halftime show once again. Kevin Gaiss alongside me, Cam Smith, Ross Meglin. Gentlemen, what do we think of the first half?
I mean, typical shootout. Like I said,
Shootout.
It's a one-score game, 10-7 right now. Springfield offense really found their niche at the end of the half there.
They did.
Hunter Belzo, tough up the middle with a big push from the backfield. You got the big guys, Josh Thomas. You got the big guys on the line. One of the best lines I think I've seen in the Springfield College team.
Right.
Really getting a push up the middle, getting into the end zone, and then as we saw in the kickoff right before the half, they got it back. So
Springfield definitely finding their momentum with a score of 10-7. The Pride on top. Ross, talk to me a little bit about the defense on both sides of the ball. It's a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I think we're all surprised on the score, 10-7. I mean, we threw around predictions of really high-scoring games early in the game. I don't think a 70-7 is going to be the outcome.
Hey,
here,
you never know. We've got a whole half to play.
True. You never know. But I think it's surprising that Springfield's holding the quarterback of I think Thomas Bailey to such a low-scoring game. I think you see him throwing over the middle a lot, but they're not really getting the big plays. They're not getting a ton of first downs when they need to.
Yeah.
So I think that Springfield's really holding them to where they need to be.
Yeah, the Springfield is definitely doing a good job of, slowing down the game a little bit, and we're not too concerned about, the throwing. They're able to kind of handle it. I've seen a couple big plays, but nothing major. 15 yards max, maybe a 20-yarder somewhere, but nothing major. And Springfield breaking a couple good runs, and we're going to see what happens in the second half. Like you said, Springfield's a second-half team. Let's talk about that a little bit. What's the history behind that?
I mean, they've done it all year long, battling back in the second half, although they do have a lead right now, which is great.
Right.
I'm glad they found their momentum. They're going to get the ball in the second half, too. So they're going to come out with a starting the ball, offense, really power down the field. I hope they can get another score to start the half.
Yeah, I just looked to see how aggressive they are. You saw the kickoff. That was an aggressive call. Whether that was actually called or not, it was an aggressive attempt nonetheless. So how aggressive will they be down the stretch?
Yeah, I definitely want to see that aggression coming from Springfield College. And SUNY, at the same time, they also have to step it up. It can't be, I do not expect them to lay down in the second half. I think Springfield's going to be rolling, but I do not expect this to be an absolute blowout like we said, even though 72-7 was my prediction. But you never know.
That SUNY offense, went flat kind of at the end of the first half. They weren't really able to move the ball down the field. Ross, you could probably talk about it. Springfield's defense really stepped up. 2 big interceptions today.
Yankee with 2 picks.
No, it's true. And there's a few fumbles they caused.
Yeah.
So and they didn't necessarily recover, didn't go their way, but they're putting a lot of pressure on them to ball control and stuff
Absolutely.
like that.
Springfield College playing great on both sides of the ball, and that's what I expected. But at the same time, they do need to step it up if they want to win this New England Bowl here on Stagg Field. And now we're going to send it up to a couple stories. One, a freshman sensation field hockey player, Kira Ash, was named NUMAC Rookie of the Year and set the field hockey record for most goals in a season with 20, which is absolutely unreal. So we're going to Nichole Maisto, is going to talk to Kira about how she broke that record and how she ended up at Springfield College.
I never wanted to play field hockey because I've always been an ice hockey player.
Kyra Ash, freshman sports management major from Longmeadow, Massachusetts, arrived at Springfield in August, eager to begin her journey here. As a prior ice hockey player, Ash was not anticipating her overwhelming success off the bat in her field hockey career here. However, she undoubtedly took the field by storm.
I ended up coming to Springfield because I did get recruited, but also my high school coach, she went here and she played here, which was a huge factor in that. And I also, one of the girls on the team now, I played in high school with her too.
Ash not only was a first-team honors athlete this season, but also became the 4th student athlete in program history to receive NUMAC Rookie of the Year honors. She is currently the 2nd leading goal scorer during her first year in all of college field hockey, with 19 goals this season and 39 points.
It's been amazing. I love the team so much. They're so welcoming the second I came in. There obviously is seniority, but it's not really it's not like it was in high school. I feel like it was more, you could kind of tell everyone was more like spread out in high school, but I feel like now we're all so much closer.
Ash was described by teammates as an energetic force to be reckoned with, someone whose potential isn't even close to being met.
Never expected to do as well as I did this year, but I'm just trying to keep a good head on my shoulders so I can continue to excel. Hopefully our team can go further in the years coming, because we definitely went a lot further than I think a lot of us expected this year.
The Pride is more than excited to see what she can accomplish during her next 3 seasons, and congratulates her on what she's done so far.
And we are back, and now we are going to send it over to Nichole, who is with Patrick Summers, a NUMAC official.
I'm here with the Executive Director of NUMAC, Patrick Summers, and Katie, the ECFC Commissioner. So guys, it's exciting to be at the Bowl Series once again this year at Springfield. How did this Bowl Series start, and how has it expanded kind of over the years?
Yeah, so the 4 commissioners with the New England football, with Patrick and myself, and then Angela Bauman from the MASCAC and Greg Kay from the CCC, we just got together and tried to brainstorm a great postseason opportunity for our deserving student athletes, just because many of them didn't have an opportunity. You have teams with these great records at 7-3, 8-2, even 9-1 at times that aren't advancing to NCAAs because that football bracket is so tough. So it just creates a great atmosphere for them and gives them another opportunity to get on the field and close out the season.
Yeah, the New England commissioners in general have tried to work on different programs together, not only the postseason, but things for student athletes and administrators. And this was just another way that we could provide more services to our student athletes in the institution. So.
And do you two see the Bowl Series expanding in the next couple of years?
It's this year we went from last year we had the first year we had one bowl game, two teams, and then we went to 2, and this year deserving teams, so we had 3 games this year. I think it's going to depend on the quality of teams at the end of the season. We're looking for the opportunities to the student athletes when we can, and give them that postseason opportunity. So let's hope so.
Perfect. Thank you two for meeting with us and talking with us today, and we'll be back after for halftime.
What's your net worth? Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. And I'm down for you always. And I'm down for you, down for you, down for you always. I got a new boy, and that nigga Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. KB, are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you. And I bring that ass, bring that ass, bring that ass back. Bring that ass, bring that ass, bring that ass. That little same nigga that she with can't get. Got a shot at him and hit it like I can't miss. You the only one I love. Bring that ass back. You the only one I love. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Trap, money, penny. This shit got me in my feelings. I just gotta be real with it. Yep.
Fans, here's some scores from the other games in the New England Bowl. Merchant Marine leads Endicott 31-14 with 6:38 remaining to play. Bridgewater State leads Salve Regina 34-12 with 1:52 remaining in the third quarter.
It's all right. Hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy. Its taste is on my mind. Girl, you all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling, and I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I said I'm hooked on a feeling, and I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. It's such a good vibration. It's such a sweet sensation. It's such a good vibration. It's such a
Yo, it's about that time to bring forth the rhythm and the rhyme. I'ma get mine, so get yours. I wanna see sweat coming out your pores. On the house tip, the sound swinging this. Strictly hip hop, boy, I ain't singing this. Bringing this to the entire nation. Black, white, red, brown, feel the vibration. Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Feel the vibration. The vibration's good like sun kissed. Many wanna know who done this. Marky Mark, and I'm here to move you. Rhymes improve you, and I'm here to prove to you that we can party on the positive side of both positive vibes. Come along for the ride. Making you feel the rhythm is my occupation. So feel the vibration. Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Come on, come on.
It's such a good vibration. It's such a sweet sensation. It's such a good vibration. It's such a sweet sensation.
Dr. D, break it down.
Yeah. Can you feel it, baby? Yeah. Can you feel it, baby? Swing it. Come on, 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 swing it.
Donnie D's on the back up. Drug free, so put the crack up. No need for speed, I'm anti. D-R-U-G-G-I-E, my body is healthy. My rhymes make me wealthy. And the funky bunch helps me to bring you a show with no intoxication. Come on, feel the vibration.
Yeah. Can you feel it, baby?
All right. Old ways, new women, gotta keep a balance. The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge. I've been counted out so many times I couldn't count it.
And welcome back in here for the start of the second half here at Stagg Field in the New England Bowl. Springfield College leads Maritime 10-7. Eric Belyea, I'm Kevin Saxe. Eric, you know, we saw Springfield kind of start off slow on offense. They kind of picked it up. Kind of vice versa for Maritime. First drive, they scored a touchdown. Or second drive, excuse me, they scored a touchdown. Made it look pretty easy. But since then, the Pride defense really shut them down. Quarterback for Maritime, for the Privateers, Thomas Wright, only 4 for 12 this year, only 64 yards and a touchdown. I think the key is he has 2 interceptions. He only threw 3 coming into today.
2 big interceptions on that note, and also his long pass was 43 yards, so that's more than half of the passing yards on the other 3 completions. They were just a bunch of slants.
Yeah.
The Privateers offense, really needs to focus in on getting that run game going, because that will then open up the pass game.
And you know, that one pass was to Antonio Clark, who's not even one of their main receivers, so that's a big thing as well, as they've went 3 times to Brandon Drumgoal.
To start the second half, Springfield will receive the kickoff.
You kind of look at it, and it's kind of crazy to look at the numbers that they've had. It speaks to the Pride's defense, but as well as potentially Maritime's offense.
Nick Giorgio, too, on defense. One thing I want to talk about, 7 total tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 2.5 tackles for a loss. This defense has really been on their game. Secondary as well. You know, we've talked about Johnny Bianchi. 2 interceptions. Team's defense playing great. Need to fill in, like we said. Have to play that full 60 minutes.
As now Gagliardi will set to kick it, and we have Steve Comey and Isaiah Caswell-Dell in the backfield. 2 very explosive guys that are back to return, and especially Caswell-Dell. We saw him make that big run
to start the second half.
And
fans, make some noise!
In a way, you have kind of the present and the future there with Comey, the senior, about to graduate, and Caswell-Dell, the freshman, who has a very bright future here in Albany Street.
Passing of the torch, absolutely.
Now Gagliardi with a kick.
Little squib action.
Squib.
Uh-oh.
As now Comey gets it. Comey with the speed down to the 50. Spin to under the 45, but there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
And someone is down for Maritime. It's like they expect that to probably be a block in the back.
Yeah, definitely going to come back or maybe contact to the head even. I didn't see it, but great run there for Comey. But one thing for this offense, too, is that they need to come out with the momentum that they finished the first half with for the Pride.
The Maritime player continues to be 10-2. Didn't really see what happened in the gaggle of players there, but hopefully he's okay. Never want to see this any team, any player.
Looks like it's coming back, too.
Looks like that was injured was number.
He'll go black in the back. Number 84.
58, maybe?
First down.
Number 50, Hollis Hansen. They called that a block in the back on number 84,
First
Matt
and 10,
Madden.
Springfield.
Set Springfield back to about the 22 and really negates what was a great return by Steve Comey.
You know, penalties like that hurt them, not just because they obviously set them back.
Belzo keeps it. Belzo able to hang on to the ball.
Hunter
gets about
Belzo
4
on the rush.
play.
But not only does it set them back, it negates such a big play and really makes them, reset their minds.
It'll be about 4 to 5 on the play. It looks to be about a 2nd and 6 on the play. It's now Belzo back under center. Thomas in the backfield. Hands off to Thomas. Thomas up the middle.
Thomas, they got stood up, ran right into
Josh
number
Thomas
45
on the rush.
Maritime.
Right there. Thomas still able to get 3 yards on the play as now looks like Tim Callahan's going to come in for Thomas. Very rarely do you see
third down Springfield.
Thomas get stood up like that. Even then, he was still able to power forward for 3 yards.
Even though Thomas and Callahan haven't had a big numbers day, it's really set up the offense for success so far.
You get 3, 4, 5 yards out of them, and all these fullback dives. That's what you need because eventually 4 or 5 yard plays, you can swing it to the outside. Because now Belzo keeps it.
Liam Bailey on the stop.
That was Liam Bailey with the tackle, and Liam Bailey's had a huge game
Absolutely, and this Maritime defense comes out and gets the early
looks
stop
like it'll be
need.
a fourth and inches.
You got to go
fourth and
for it
inches
here.
for the Pride.
This is a very risky play for the Pride, and one of those plays where
looks like we called a timeout, or they're going to measure it.
Looks like a measurement is coming. However, no timeout. Now the refs.
My guess here is if it's not a first down, definitely going to see either Thomas or Callahan up the middle.
The only risky part with that is the last couple plays they've got stood up. So if you don't get a good push on that offensive line, as now it looks like they're going to be pulling the chains out. From up here, it looks short. However, we don't have the greatest of angles up here in Stagg Field.
I think they're going to be well short.
That's
my
just
goodness.
short. You want to talk about inches short? That is fourth and less than 1, maybe even a foot.
Fourth and 3 inches. Give or take.
We'll go with 6 inches, give or take a few. And they're going for it. And, I mean, why not?
Fourth and inches for Springfield.
Yeah, right now for the Pride, they have 2 receivers lined up wide. Interesting. And they're stacking the box.
Looks like they're going to send smoke.
And Belzo, look, he definitely got over the pile.
Hey, these guys got to relax. Temperatures are starting to flare on both sides.
First down,
referee signals for first down, and when it's that close, all you gotta do is get that ball over the line, hold on to the ball, and that's what Belzo did. And
we see, not to compare them at all, but we see Brady do that a lot. Obviously, on third and very, very short, Belzo just leans forward and gets that extra push for the first down, move the chains.
Now Belzo keeps it. And with Belzo, we've seen a lot of those plays
Belzo
where it's
takes
kind
it
of
himself.
he tries to keep it himself, but almost he's forcing it almost.
Yes, and also too something that SUNY Maritime defense has done a great job of is there's a player there maybe falling for the fake on the fullback dive there, but there's guys there ready to pick up the other option in Belzo.
That could speak to the fact that they've played both Merchant Marine and Gallaudet, both schools who run the triple option offense. Is now pitch to DeGear, gets
Ryan DeGear on the
4
rush.
or 5 yards. As now Springfield will have about a 3rd and 6 as Jetty Haynes now out with Jakai out wide, so definitely could see a potential pass here for the Pride.
Definitely. It would be nice to see one here early on, first drive of the second half.
Belzo keeps it.
Ball's out. Maine Maritime's ball.
SUNY Maritime,
I'm sorry.
SUNY Maritime recovers.
And it looks like it was forced by number 31,
Deion Johnson.
And that's a huge momentum shift. And, we talked about with Hunter Belzo, he's had problems holding on to the ball, and he turned the ball over 4 times last week, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. And it's one of those plays where Belzo might be trying to do just too much.
Great minds think alike, Saxe. Big defensive stop here for the Pride coming up. You need to dig deep and find and use everything they have.
Ball on the 41 with this explosive offense. This is one of those times where the Pride's defense, which has remained solid all day, really needs to step it up. As now Wright, snap, hands it off to Lewin. Flea flicker back to Wright. Picked by Johnny Bianchi. That's his 3rd pick of the day.
Johnny Bianchi.
Thank you for the ball
with
back.
His 3rd interception.
3rd interception for Johnny Bianchi. He's really been the leader of this defense since kickoff.
Johnny Bianchi, you want to talk about someone, it's his senior year, last game on Stagg. Johnny Bianchi is leaving it all out there. Pick number 3.
The guy really wants to come in. They say big-time players make big-time plays. That's what Bianchi's done all day.
as now the Pride's offense takes over around the 7-yard line. And if the Pride can get an effective drive going here, this would be a really big play. Now Belzo keeps it again. Belzo gets it to about the 11-yard line.
Maritime being a little bit careless with the ball there. You know, we had the fumble, and maybe Wright was just trying to do a little too much, forcing that pass on the flea flicker.
And that looks to be about a 2nd and 6 for Springfield now. Belzo with the snap, hands it off to Thomas up the middle.
Josh Thomas on the carry.
And, you know, going back to Maritime, that's now the 3rd interception of the game thrown by Thomas, right?
In on the stop.
He had 3 interceptions coming into today.
You know, a team like Maritime that's been really smart with the ball all year. This is very unlike them.
And, you know, the Pride's defense has really kind of forced them into mistakes.
About
now
4 to go for
3rd and
Springfield.
4 for Springfield. This is a huge conversion coming up for the Pride. I mean, if they give it back, you know, Ja'Kai Whittingham has been inconsistent. You don't want to give Maritime good field position again.
Absolutely. It's a big 3rd and 4 here.
Belzo pitches it to DeGear. DeGear gets around the corner.
Turns the corner.
As helmet comes flying off.
Ryan DeGear.
It looked like the Maritime player caught a football, not the guy's helmet, and he caught DeGear's helmet.
Peyton Campbell on the
now
tackle.
Ball is down. DeGear got it down to about the 25-yard line, it appears, 26-yard line. Ball will be on the 26. And, you know, Ryan DeGear has really had some big playability today.
Absolutely. Getting DeGear going, and we've talked about it, next man up mentality, and that being, you know, Team 128, their attitude, it's been on show for everybody today here at Stagg.
And DeGear now up to 46 yards on the day. He's run the ball 5 times for 46 yards. He's had a couple big plays, as unknown what the cause of the delay is, but seems like Maritime coach Vince DeGaetano is not too happy with the spot, it appears. You know, he's really kind of had a beef with the refs all day. I mean, we've seen him constantly at them.
You know, I have a feeling it's going to come to the point where he's going to get flagged or maybe even ejected.
And DeGaetano, who was a longtime member of the coaching staff at Maritime, returned this year after their former head coach now took a job at Army. He's definitely had his fair share of issues with the refs, as now the refs head over to talk to Mike Sarasulo, as you know.
My question is what exactly they're talking about.
You know, it could be potentially about the spot of the ball, maybe, Now, whatever the issue that was brought up has been resolved, as Pride will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line with 10:17 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Belzo with the snap. Pitches out.
Comey's got room.
Comey's got room to run. Gets it down down to about the 44-yard line.
Great run there by Steve Comey.
Fantastic fake by Belzo right there.
And there's a flag. Looks like it's going to be on the Maritime.
Flag down on the sidelines.
Flag down on the sideline. And the
down in front.
And the flag was down on the Maritime, down by the Maritime sideline. So I think it's coming from there.
I think it's safe to assume it's on the coach.
Sideline warning against Maritime. First sideline warning.
And what did we say? Sideline warning.
There's some sort of sideline warning on Maritime, as Bainter ready to snap, as said They send Jetty Haynes and Ja'Kai Whittingham out to the left. 2 receivers now in for the Pride.
The annexation of Puerto Rico.
Belzo hands off to Callahan. Callahan up the middle.
Callahan
the
on
Pride
the carry
really
for
sticking to
Springfield.
their blueprint, to their game plan, and for the most part, although it's not the high-scoring numbers that we've
Peyton
typically seen from
Campbell
them all
and
year,
James Varga on
they've
the
really
tackle.
been moderately successful.
For the Pride, I mean, this is what they came in wanting to do, was pound the ball up the middle, and that's really what's worked for them between Thomas and Callahan.
And also, look at the time running.
Now
There's 9:10 now remaining in the third quarter.
As now
Tim
Callahan once again
on
up
the
the middle
carry.
for the run. This will be about third
Just
and a
short
long
of the
one.
first down. It'll be third down for Springfield.
Now third and 1 for the Pride.
Third and
Belzo hands off to Callahan. Callahan with a
Callahan
good effort
powers
gets
his
the
way
first down.
through. It'll be a first down, Springfield.
Now
Chew the clock. Chew the clock.
Right now it's working for them. They're getting these 4 or 5 yard plays, and it's enough to get those first downs.
Like I said at the beginning of the game, 3 times 4 is 12. You get 4 yards per run on the first 3 downs. You're going to get a first down.
It's now Belzo under center. Snaps it. And up the middle again. And we're getting a steady
Callahan
dose of
again.
Tim Callahan right here. And it's working for the Pride as the clock continues to run. As it's another about
5-yard gain on the play.
on the play.
Looks like a second and about 6.
Jabari Corsfield on the stop.
Now Belzo keeps it, and once again, Belzo's just kind of having trouble right
Peyton
now.
Campbell stops
taking it on
Hunter
his
Belzo.
own. You got to think.
No gain on the play.
You got to be looking maybe to try to pitch it outside.
They've been maintaining the outside run pretty well. Maritime, that is, and
now 3rd and 6 for Springfield now. Belzo fakes the pitch. Belzo keeps it himself. Brought down right around the 46-yard line. And you got to think they're going to go for it. Either they're going to go for it or they're going to go. They're going to send out the punting team as Ja'Kai Whittingham looks to pin Maritime deep in their own zone.
or another Blake Heller bomb attempt. Imagine. He
I don't
stayed
know.
out here. He didn't even go in the locker room at halftime. He stayed out here trying to hit that 50-plus shot field goal.
Yeah, I think though at this point now you can't take that chance, especially with the amount of time remaining left in the third quarter. At the end of a half, you
Drum
see
goal
no
to
problem with it.
return for the Privateers.
That was 6:45 left in the third quarter as Springfield leads 10-7. Ja'Kai barely got the punt off. Ball goes out right around the 30. That might have even been tipped.
I look like that would have been tipped. You know, although we would have loved to see them
Looks like
pinned
they-
back there, you know, putting them at
It looks like they're lined setting up offense at the 26.
26-yard line is where the Privateers offense
honestly,
will
Eric,
start
that
first
ball looked like
and
it went
10,
out a
SUNY
lot,
Maritime.
lot closer than the 26.
If that's where they're getting the spot, you know, Springfield was given a little bit of help there.
Lewin taken down in the backfield. Plethora of plays
Lewin
around,
wrapped
and
up, but there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play, and starting to get very chippy after the play.
There's potential there to be. Looks like Khalil Lewin is also down on the field.
Lewin's down on the field, and also so looked like a Pride player did something, and looked like Maritime possibly retaliated, but this is definitely not a situation you want to see. Now Lewin gets up under his own power.
Personal foul. 99 on defense. They hit. 15 yards, first down.
And the only penalty called was on number 99, Sam Greenfield, for a late hit.
I mean, they didn't blow the whistle down on that. Maybe it was on the hit on the running back, but that didn't seem to be a late hit at all.
And it's one of those plays that you can't afford for
First and
Springfield.
10, Privateers.
As now it moves them up to about the 36-yard line. Right, fakes the handoff.
Right,
down
keeps it himself.
Right around
Slides
the
for about
42-yard line.
A 6-yard gain on the play.
Correction, about the 41. Looks to be about 2nd and 5. It's now right, back under center with great play by the Pride right there.
No gain whatsoever.
Giorgio was there to blow that one up.
Once again, with tackle for loss. And Nick Giorgio has shown in this game why he was the new MAC defensive player.
He's going out the way he wants to, if you ask me. He's doing everything he wants, making the big plays, inching up to double-digit tackles. And Giorgio's been a force this year, today, and all 4 years here at Springfield College.
Now, big third down coming up for Maritime. 3rd and 10, as you got to think Wright's going to
empty backfield.
Right, back to throw. And Johnny Bianchi. The ball is in the area of Johnny Bianchi. And a flag on the play. And it looks like it could be coming on Springfield. And
79 doesn't look happy.
79 is complaining about something. It's going to be a hold on number 79.
Holding, offense, 79. Penalties declined. 4th down.
And, we heard someone in the crowd not too long ago saying 79's holding on every play.
That brings up 4th and 11.
They got it right.
Up comes the punt team.
Maybe they were right.
They got away is Gagliardi. Papirio to return for Springfield.
Now Gagliardi in the punt with Papirio back, and Papirio has big potential. Oh, and they threw a flag.
They could.
That's be roughing
a fair
the kicker.
penalty. That's
ball rolls out of bounds.
As much as we don't want to see that,
39-yard line flag down on the.
It
play.
wasn't like it was a light tap either. They
ran right into him. You can't do that. Once again, the Pride penalties are
killer. They're killer.
Pride penalties are just starting to add up.
Personal
now.
foul. Roughing the kicker. Number 94 on the defense.
On Nick
50 yards,
Giorgio.
Automatic first down.
After your poem about Giorgio, he does that. I think that's all.
And now that puts Maritime's offense right around the 50-yard line.
That's a huge penalty on Springfield there.
It's one of those plays where he just ran into the kicker. Almost like he couldn't stop himself. Now right back to throw to Drumgoal. Great tackle right there by Giorgio. And
pass complete to
Drumgoal.
Drumgoal.
Just informed by very own Brian
He's
McGoffin.
tackled by Giorgio.
The Brian McGoffin.
Johnny Bianchi becomes the 8th player in program history to have 3 interceptions in a game.
That's awesome for a guy like Bianchi. We've talked about him all day. Senior, doing what he wants, making the big plays in big time situations.
It's now right, and it looks like Lewin is also back in. Something to note for Maritime: Lewin is back in, so it's another threat for their offense. As right now with the snap, throws it out quick out to Drumgoal. Goal.
Pass
pushed
complete
out
to
of bounds.
Drumgoal. He's pushed out of bounds by Bianchi.
Right around the 44-yard line by Johnny Bianchi, and it's going to be a big third down coming from Maritime.
Bianchi's been flying all over the field on both sides.
Bianchi's one of those guys. He also had an injury earlier this year for the 2nd year in a row, and Bianchi's leaving it all out there right now.
He really is, and it's good for him. As it looks like Maine Maritime. SUNY Maritime's going trips to the left.
Now, Wright takes a snap. Wright steps up, and he gets the first and more. Wright moving up the field, gets inside
First
the 25-yard line.
Privateers.
It looks like members of the Pride are calling for a hold right there.
Yeah,
no flag coming. As great play by Wright on
at
the
the
to get the
25-yard
yards.
line.
Matt Wright really broke out there. That was the run that they need, and the Pride being only up 10-7 and 3:15 remaining in the third quarter. This game is still up for grabs.
Especially with the way the Maritime's offense is. They have big playability, and Wright's got 4 receivers out right now. 3 receivers with Lewin in the backfield. It's 4 legitimate catch passing targets right there. Now up the middle to Lewin. Lewin gets into the Springfield red zone.
It looks like Maritime has gained almost like a second life in a sense. They're moving.
And, after that Giorgio penalty, it's really kind of swayed the momentum as Maritime got another chance. And on that drive, not only was there the Giorgio penalty, but there was also the penalty on Greenfield when he wrapped up Lewin. That's something that you just really can't afford.
Right there, that was 25 yards worth of penalty, or 30 yards worth of penalties.
It's now 2nd and 4 for Wright. Lewin in the backfield once again, trips to the left. Right with the play action. Right throws it up there. Marlowe Scott breaks up the pass.
Incomplete. Intended for
pass was
Drumgold.
intended for number 11, Brandon Drumgold, and that was very close to being his 4th interception of the day.
By Marlowe Scott.
He hasn't been going through his reads right. That is, and he puts his eye on one receiver, and that's who he's going to go for. It hasn't been really, read through your reads and find the open guy. He just looks for that one target and rides him the whole game.
Right now for Wright, he's got to do something different. I mean, he has that touchdown, but Wright has he's made some bad throws, and it's really cost him. That almost cost him because that would have been an interception in the end zone.
That would have been his 4th a game, fourth.
That would have made him. That would have been more interceptions in this game than he had coming into the season. That's now Wright. They're trying to Lewin to his right. That's going to be a delay game on Maritime, and that's
false start. Oop.
False start, offense, number 6.
That was
Replay, third
a
down.
false start on the offense, although it appeared the play clock had went to 0 first. It appeared the play clock had went to 0 though. So
it did. That was definitely a toss-up penalty flag either way. The right tackle definitely did jump though.
Definitely looked like Maritime was almost kind of rushing to get into their set.
3rd and 10 for SUNY Maritime.
Wright will be back in the shotgun once again with Lewin to his right, and you got to know what Maritime's doing right here. They're going to try to air it out. Maritime back to throw, Wright throws it up there again, and Johnny Bianchi and Andrew Papirio were there, and
Papirio's just getting in the way of Bianchi. Let Bianchi make the interception.
Deflect that one away.
Pass was intended for number 11, Brandon Drumgold. Now 4th and 10. Looks like there's some talk from the sideline about whether they're going to go for it or not.
And Johnny Bianchi's heading off the field with a little bit of a limp.
And they're going for it. So 4th and 10 from the 25. They're kind of in that in-between territory if they don't trust their kicker. And, this is a huge play for the Pride right now. And without Bianchi on the field, that's even bigger.
Absolutely.
Now play clock down to 1.
And it looks like...
And Maritime's going to take a timeout right here.
Timeout. Maritime. First charge timeout.
Now 2:10 left in the third quarter here. Springfield leads Maritime 10-7. We'll be right back after this.
Special Olympics have partnered to improve the lives of Special Olympic athletes. This initiative is focused upon the involvement of Division III student athletes through service in support of the Special Olympics. To learn more about their partnership, go to ncaa.org. Coming out of the timeout, Springfield College leads SUNY Maritime 10-7 with 2:10 to play in the third
back
quarter.
here in the Stagg Field,
It's
fourth and 10 from Maritime from the 25-yard line. They're going for it, and this is a huge play on both sides. This could be a huge momentum swing. Right, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Right drops back to throw. Right steps up.
Nothing.
Nowhere to go for right.
Turnover.
Huge play by the
down.
Pride. That looks like
Springfield
A.J.
ball.
Smith and Sam Greenfield in on the tackle.
It feels like we're saying the same three names: Smith, Greenfield, and Giorgio, and there was Greenfield and Smith right there.
Think about this, Eric. Smith and Greenfield still have time left here. Smith is only a sophomore.
Absolutely.
He was named to the first team. Then you have Sam Greenfield, who will also be back next year.
First
so,
and 10,
we're seeing
Springfield
potentially
College.
not only the now, but what the future is for the Pride.
Absolutely. This defense, although the Pride are going to lose a big guy like Giorgio, big name like Giorgio, we're definitely going to be fine defensively.
Belzo now gets down to about the 25.
Belzo
gets
with the
about
quarterback
3 yards. Now, you got to think, with Hunter Belzo, he's almost due just to break off a big run. I mean, he's one of those guys who has big playability.
2nd and 7,
yeah,
Springfield.
and he's been close, breaking it, hit the corner a couple times. Secondary's there to stop him. It's only a matter of time until he breaks to the open field.
Now Belzo hands it off to Callahan.
Tim Callahan on the rush. That brings up 3rd down for Springfield.
Bring up 3rd down for Springfield. Be about 3rd down and 2 for the Pride as the clock ticks down to 1 minute and 10 seconds left here, a third quarter. You got to think big 3rd down here for the Pride, especially with Jakai Whittingham punting and the inconsistencies there.
Absolutely, and this is a big play here.
That was a hands off to Callahan. 1st down and more for Tim Callahan.
Callahan, 1st down and more.
Callahan broke it there, inching closer to Maritime territory. Pride are really seem to be on top
12
of
yards on the carry for
on
Callahan.
top of their game right now.
He was brought down by Reek.
It's now Springfield, as the clock ticks under a minute now, down to 40 seconds into the third quarter. Belzo hands off to Callahan once again. Callahan pushes forward to about 3 yards.
Rush
Clock ticks
Callahan.
now under 30 seconds.
Second down,
25
Springfield.
seconds left in this third quarter. And it looks like Springfield's content with letting this clock run out as 10 seconds left in this third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. Springfield College leads
That's the
SUNY
end
Maritime
of the third quarter.
10-7.
Springfield College maintains their 10-7 lead over
Division
SUNY Maritime.
III student athletes play for the
And,
love
you
of
know,
the game
this is one of those
while excelling in the
this is one
classroom
of those
and
times
demonstrating
where
leadership,
this
community
is where the
service,
best
and campus
find a way to
involvement.
win as we head to the fourth.
Learn more on the Division
Also,
III
too,
Facebook
it's
page or
it's
at
where both teams have to dig
NCAA
down
D3
and
on
give
Twitter.
everything they got. You know, last game of the year, last quarter of the year, last game ever for most of the seniors, and what a way to go out on top of the win.
And with that, we'll be right back here from Stagg Field for the fourth quarter of this exciting New England Bowl. Springfield leads Maritime 10-7.
Even though I live my life on the road, doesn't mean I don't have time for you. Plenty I've tried, almost came close, but none of them compare to you. So let's live our life more than one night. Promise if I could, I'd do it twice. What you say? Put them on pause, press play. Hold on, I got more to say. I know my life can get so crazy, but as long as you're right here, none of the gossip, nothing can stop us. I wanna love you with no fears. We can do this thing together. Close your eyes and take my hand, 'cause what we have is something special, baby. Let's just take our chance. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Yo, we are back for the fourth quarter of the New England Bowl action here at Stagg Field. Springfield leads Maritime 10-7. Pride will have about a 2nd and 6 from their 45-yard line. You gotta think we saw a lot in the third quarter, Eric, of both Thomas and Callahan. So you gotta expect to see more of that.
Also, too, to keep the time line moving too. Run up the middle, keep the time, keep the clock going, kill the clock a little bit.
And for the Pride, though, that's still way too early to think about killing
Absolutely.
too much clock because, I
Absolutely.
mean, there's still a full quarter left.
Second
we know
and 7 for
anything can happen in
Springfield.
one quarter football. Now Belzo with a pitch out to DeGear. DeGear to up over the 50 into Maritime
DeGear with
territory.
the carry.
DeGear, we've really seen a lot.
That's good for
a lot of good
Springfield.
things from
First
DeGear
down.
today. Yeah. Eric, for the Pride, they've really kind of struggled at times with the runs outside, but it seems like DeGear's really been able to find a way.
It seems like that Maritime defense is slowly cracking when it comes to that outside run.
Now Belzo keeps it, pitches it out to Comey. Comey gets around the corner, but there's going to be a flag on the play. More than likely, the play will be coming back.
Rush by Comey. Tackle made by number 20, Justin Snuffer. Flag down on the play.
Play looks like it'll be coming back, though.
Are you doing the post-game press conference? Nichole. Yeah. All right, I'm going to come in because I have to write the recap.
Holding, offense, number 28, 10 yards from spot of foul.
It's going to be a hold on number 28, Ryan DeGear. And DeGear appeared to miss the block there and kind of caused the hold.
You know, again, it's been the story for both teams. It's been a lot of penalties, a lot of sloppy play. That's a big reason why it's also 10-7.
It's big for the Pride is now 1st and 20. There's a lot. And, you know, you got to think possible deep shot maybe. As now the ball has moved all the way back to the 43 of Springfield. And now it appears to be false start.
70? Okay.
It's going to be a
false start, offense, number 70. Replay.
That was a
first
false
down.
start on number 70, John Cox.
You think here they might throw the ball?
I mean, on first down, I wouldn't expect them to throw the ball. I mean, you just try to get some yards. If you can get back maybe 7, 8 yards, then maybe you could have more manageable third down. I think that's really the goal right now. This ball's moved back all the way to the 38. Now Belzo keeps it. Belzo was run into by his own teammate. Belzo gets it. However, able to get it over the 40 to about the 42-yard line.
Belzo on the carry.
Pride offense really here,
Tackle
you
made
know,
by Varga.
with second and
With
long.
Horsfield.
Looks like 2nd and 20 now.
The tackle was made by Jabari Corsfield, James Varga to keep Belzo in wraps as now 2nd and 20 remains for the Pride. Belzo with the handoff up the middle to Skylar Bateman.
Skylar Bateman on the carry. Tackle made by Peyton Campbell.
Ball's up to about the 47-yard line. Looks to be about 3rd and 17 now. It's now 3rd and 17 for the Pride. You got to think maybe deep shot right here.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't hurt to take a chance here.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, Whittingham comes in.
Now Belzo throws it up to Comey, and that ball is picked off by number 25. Number 25, Carl Reek.
Carl Reek on the interception for the Privateers.
You know, they attempted to throw it at the end of the
Comey
day.
on the tackle.
If they weren't going to convert on that one play, not the end of the world. You know, it's not like Maritime starting with great field position either.
However, you also don't want to give them that type of chance. It's one of those plays where
First
you kind of
and 10
see Hunter Belzer just kind of
Privateers, ball on
throwing it
their
out
own
there. How you kind of see
26-yard
that he's
line.
not a natural quarterback.
Absolutely.
It looks like the ball will be placed at Maritime at the Springfield 26. Excuse me, the Maritime at their own 26 as the Pride defense now looks to stop them once again as right now in the shotgun with Lewin in the backfield. As now Lewin gets the handoff. Tackle by A.J. Smith. And A.J. Smith with a great tackle.
Smith in on the stop.
You know, the Pride's defense are doing it the right way. They're staying composed. They're getting the job done.
Definitely. Ball looks to be placed right on the 28-yard line. It was a 2-yard gain for Lewin before A.J. Smith came in with the tackle. Lewin takes the handoff again. Looks like Nick Giorgio was in on the stop right there.
Rush by Lewin.
Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 6 here.
Briganti and Giorgio in on the tackle. It's 3rd down.
Colin Briganti also in on the tackle. That's another sophomore for the Pride who's played pretty well today. So again, we're seeing the old and the new playing together and really creating a disruptive front seven for the Pride, as now right in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers out to each side with Lewin in the backfield.
Got 2 receivers wide on both sides. Looking like a pass here.
It's now right. Drops back to throw. And that pass is incomplete, broken up by number 10, Josh Corcoran.
Intended for Castle.
You know something? That was a good throw for sure from the quarterback there, but receiver was not able to hold on to that. You know, they hit him right in the worst place, the hands.
And, you know, with Josh Corcoran, though, nice defense on that play. And Josh Corcoran also a second-team All-New-Max. So it's definitely one of those things
comes
where
Gagliardi. Papirio back
Andrew
to return
Papirio
for
will be back to return the punt as Gagliardi is on to take the punt. So Gagliardi clearly not too affected by Giorgio running into him last time. Not a great punt. Giorgio definitely got a piece of that, but got a decent roll down to about the 41-yard line.
Ball down at the Springfield.
Eric, I don't know if you saw on that
41-yard
punt.
line. First and
it looked
10,
like Giorgio might have gotten a tip, but Giorgio somehow completely avoided
Untouched,
him, and the punter still went down trying to solve the call.
It was nearly by a matter of inches fully blocked. And the punter did flop a little bit, yes.
As now the Springfield offense once again trying to get points. I mean, Springfield scores a touchdown this drive. Their defense has been locked down since that first drive. It's now Belzo under center. Belzo tries to do it himself, gets up the middle for about 3 yards on the carry.
Belzo on the carry, Varga on the stop for the Privateers.
Now
ball up to the Springfield 44-yard line.
Second and 7 now.
2nd and 7 for
the Pride. The Pride really trying to find some offensive consistency, as I mean they found it at the end of the first half, but other than that, really haven't moved the ball all that well. As now rush up the middle with Skylar Bateman.
Skylar Bateman on the
looks
carry.
Like they're going to give him forward progress, and looks like he's about to be 2 or 3 yards short.
You know, nice solid rush right there. Give the Pride a very manageable 3rd down here, and
we're seeing plenty of guys get carries. Whether it's Comey, Papiro,
3rd and 3 for Springfield.
Callahan, Thomas.
You know, right now for the Pride, huge 3rd down as if they can convert this, keep the drive going, keep the clock moving, hand it off up the middle, and forward progress on that play looks to be enough for Springfield 1st down.
Looks right in line.
Skylar Bateman again on the carry.
1st down marker.
You know, Skylar Bateman, he's getting his carries. Hasn't had too many carries this year, but he's really getting them when they matter. And he picked up 2 nice runs in a row to get Springfield 1st down.
1st down,
Maritime wasn't able to prepare for a guy like him, and to throw that almost like wild card at him, it adds an aspect of the offense that not many people have.
Now Belzo pitches it out. Oh, and DeGear gets hit extremely hard. And DeGear got hit very hard, very close to the sidelines right there.
Tackle by Bailey.
Seems to be a little jarring at the Springfield sideline.
Brings up about 2nd and 6 for Springfield now on the 45-yard line. It's now Belzo under center once again. Belzo hands it up, keeps it, gets around to the outside, gets out right around the 35-yard line.
Belzo with the carry, edged out of bounds.
And there's
around the 39-yard line.
Seems to be a little extracurricular, as looked like number 47, number 12, kind of throwing Nick Bainter to the ground afterwards. But notice Nick Bainter always just keeping his composure. But someone you very rarely see on the football field,
and that's
other than even keel.
That's the story for the whole offense too. Is that they're playing ball the right way. Nothing's getting in their way.
We've seen a couple uncharacteristic penalties, but they haven't let it affect them too much, and they've really made the plays they've had to. It's now a handoff up the middle for Tim Callahan.
And Coach Sarasulo, Kevin, has said time and time again, win the play, let that play go. They're a very short-minded
Callahan on
team.
the carry for
They're a team
Springfield.
that lets the last play go, whether it was an incomplete pass or a fumble.
3-yard
they forget
gain on
it.
the
They
play.
come back strong with the same intensity.
This is the type of team they have to be with. A team that's not going to necessarily pick up 10, 15 yards of play. They're going to have to be like that. They're going to have plays that don't go for much. So now Belzo with it. So keeps it. Belzo cuts up, but there's a flag on the play. Once again.
Belzo with the carry, flag
like a
down
hold
on the play.
defense.
And it looks like the ref is pointing the defensive way. Now Skylar Bateman back into the game.
Holding on the defense. 90.
That was a holding. That was a defensive hold, and that's going to give Springfield. It's going to give Springfield.
Hold was on Jack Johnson.
And the ball is going to be placed on the 28-yard line, and that's an automatic first down for the Pride, which is really important. As now the clock, 8:25 left in the fourth quarter. Springfield continues to lead Maritime 10-7. You know, that's a big play, as that gives the Pride a first down and also puts them in better field position. So now Belzo hands it off again up the middle to Skylar Bateman, and Skylar Bateman is getting his carries in.
Bateman on the carry.
Yeah, Bateman's definitely getting his carries in. 8:05 left in the game. Pride looking to strike again, extend their lead a little bit.
There's still searching for the first score in the second half, as 7:50 left in the fourth quarter. Still nothing in this half as it was 10-7 entering halftime. Now Belzo hands it off to Callahan up the middle. Callahan with a good run. Appears to be a first down. Another Springfield College first down.
No, it looks like they're giving him a third down.
Wow, it's an interesting spot right there.
3rd and 1, if that.
They're spotting him on the 10. So still 3rd and 1 for the Pride. You got it. If the Pride don't hand it off up the middle, I would be beyond flabbergasted.
Absolutely. It's almost inevitable that they're going to go up the middle here.
And, you know, it's worked for them all day, so you got to think. Might as well go keep
Feed
going
the hot
well.
hand.
And now Belzo keeps it up the middle.
First down,
Good for Springfield College first down right around the 5-yard line. You know, right now Springfield's knocking on that door. And with that, there will be a timeout for Maritime. With 7:06 left in the fourth quarter, Springfield continues to lead Maritime 10-7 in this New England Bowl. We'll be right back after a short break.
NCAA Division III student athletes followed their passion and discovered potential in the pursuit of academic excellence. They are encouraged to engage in all aspects of the collegiate experience while participating in highly competitive athletic programs. Division III student athletes dedicate themselves to become successful citizens and responsible leaders. Division III. Discover, develop, dedicate.
Back here at Springfield, at Stagg Field. First and goal from the 5-yard line. About the 6-yard line for the Pride. Pride lead 10-7 with 7:06 left in this fourth quarter. Handoff up the middle for Callahan. Callahan gets stopped right around the 2-yard line, maybe even the 1. And that was a nice stop by Bailey, we've heard his name called a lot, and he's been a really key player.
He's been the heart and soul of that Maritime defense.
And he's been part of the reason why they've been able to hold this Pride offense to the 10 points. However, now ball's on the 3-yard line. Belzo with it. Belzo keeps it. Belzo in for a touchdown. Hunter Belzo in for the 3-yard touchdown. Springfield takes a 16-7 lead. 6 minutes and 31 seconds left. Huge touchdown for the Pride, Eric.
Belzo getting in there definitely helps burst the game open a little bit, extends their lead now, gives them with 6:31 left, gives them a little bit of breathing room. Again, some time left for sure, but adds a little room there for the Pride.
You know, for the Pride, that's also big because now they can't do is have that defensive letdown.
Absolutely.
Is now Blake Heller in to attempt the extra point. Holds down. Kick is up. And it's good. Springfield leads 17-7 with 6 minutes and 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Eric, now Springfield gets a huge touchdown. All the momentum on their side. What does the defense have to continue to do?
Defense needs to stay put and simply get the job done. Don't allow a big drive to come up and creep up on them. Hopefully guys like Giorgio, Smith, Greenfield, the guys that we've been talking about, they come in and they get that extra burst, maybe a little bit of sack. This defense really needs to come up here with a big stop.
Now we'll see Blake Heller back in to kick this ball off, and for the Pride special teams now, stopping them, be huge play for them as
this kickoff sets the tone for the defense. They pin him back there. Heller has a great leg. If there's any sort of return, the defense the special teams need to be there right away.
So now Heller with the kick, with the boot down the field. And by Maritime. Bottled up right around the 21-yard line.
Great, like I just said, set the tone for the defense, set them back all at the 21-yard line.
Looked like that was number. Was returned by number 6, Nicholas Mormon, and this is a great job by the Pride special teams right there, really bottle them up.
Blake Heller, we haven't seen a lot of onside kicks for the Pride this year, and Blake Heller has had a couple squibs in that onside kick that they recovered right at the end of the first half. They've really done a great job.
It's now Wright, empty backfield, back to throw. Wright steps up. Giorgio with the tackle. Great play by Giorgio right there.
With 6:10 left in the game, we're going to see a lot more passing, and Johnny Bianchi might be able to do something no Pride corner or anybody playing in secondary has ever done. 4 interceptions in the game.
Now Wright rolls out to his right. Ball's thrown up in Bianchi's area. Great catch by number 11.
That was a great catch there.
Great catch by Drumgoal right there, and we finally saw the big play work.
We've been talking a lot about big playability from Maritime. We haven't seen a lot of it, and there it was really for the first time in the game.
Brandon Drumgoal, he's their leading receiver for a reason. He got up there, and it wasn't even that bad of defense by Bianchi, but that was a great throw by Wright.
It was a 50-50 ball, and the wrong side of the 50 came out with it.
Wright back to throw. Wright keeps the play alive. He gets it all the way down out to about the 11-yard line.
But first, he gets the first down for the Privateers.
All of a sudden, a couple big plays by Maine Maritime. And now for Maritime, they're really proving why their offense is so dynamic as Wright's really doing things both with his arm and his legs. And, Wright's definitely made his mistakes today, but he's also shown why
he
put up the numbers he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, it also could just be down to the fact that the Pride defense also making the plays.
Yeah, the defense has definitely been...
It's fine. It's now Wright, back to throw.
Screen pass.
Dumps it off to Lewin.
Good hit.
Lewin still gets to about the 7-yard line. Oh, son of a bitch.
A.J. Smith and Marlo Scott on the tackle for Springfield.
Now that brings up second and 7.
Second and 6.
About 2nd and 6 now for Maritime. Right back with three to the left, 1 to the right. Right throwing a fade.
Fade to the corner.
Fade to the corner. Touchdown. That was a great ball to number 11, Brandon Drumgoal, as Maritime with the touchdown.
We have a game here, guys.
And, in just over 2 minutes after the Pride score a touchdown, Maritime's able to drive right back down the field.
The big thing here is now with the Pride up 17-10, the Pride need to take care of the ball and put a little bit of a drive together here.
And Pride only up by 4 right now. Also, if missed this extra point, that'd be huge.
Good.
Ball kick was good, and now the Pride leads 70-14 with 4:25 left in the fourth quarter.
Tom Wright is really, the last few drives have really come in clutch and has made a couple big plays, the plays that he's needed to make all game.
And they didn't even have that bad a field position to start. It was just one of those things where we really saw why Maritime's offense has really been able to click this year and why Tom Wright has been an absolutely huge quarterback. But now you got to think, could we see a little bit of trickery from Maritime on the kickoff?
It looks like the Pride are going with their hands team, and I think the Pride are covering all their bases and making sure, even though there's the potential to go for the onside kick, there's a chance that they are going to send a guy deep as well. As the Pride do send one guy deep in Ryan McCarthy.
As now you got Kimsky going for the onside kick, and this is Kimsky. Ja'Kai Whittingham with the recovery. And now for Springfield, this is with good field position. This is where they need to run out the clock and get those first downs. Maritime only has one timeout left, so you can run.
The thing with the Pride here is that now with Maritime having one timeout left, there's plenty of time for the Pride to simply just play their game, get a few first downs, take a couple knees, and that's the game.
For Springfield, though, that's the key is just getting that first down. Belzo with the handoff up the middle. Keeps it. Belzo gets hit hard, but got it out to about the 39-yard line.
And time's ticking. 4:10 remaining in the game now.
Now ball at about the 41-yard line for the Pride, about 2nd and 4. And, now with the Pride, they do have the advantage. With having the lead, they do have a chance to run the clock a little more, and Maritime only has one timeout as they burned 2 earlier in the half.
And the Pride really sucking every second out of this play clock as the clock winds down to 10 seconds.
Belzo with the handoff up the middle to Callahan. Callahan with the first down.
Tim Callahan with a carry. Good for Springfield. First down.
You got to think Maritime's going to use that timeout at some point, and to that point, they're just going to have to hope that they can stop them because one more first down, that could really be the ball game for the Pride.
3:20 remaining in the game now.
As now the Pride, you're going to see them take the play clock all the way down as well they should. The clock is now going to take, by the time the Pride get the snap off, the clock will be right around 3 minutes as there's just over 3 minutes left in the game, right at 3:05 right now.
Looks like the clock's going to be around 2:57 when they get the snap off.
Belzo snaps it. Tim Callahan powering his way up the middle.
Callahan powering his way forward.
And Tim Callahan almost with the first down right there. That's going to be about a 2nd and 2. And the clock continues to tick now for the Pride. As now there's just over 2.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. The Pride, one more first down, possibly wins it.
Absolutely, and good game on both sides. A lot of penalties for both teams, but the Pride scoring points when they needed to the most, and looks like they're going to come out on top.
It's a little early. It's little early to be calling someone out on top yet, Eric. Now Belzo pushes it up the middle. So pushes it up the middle.
Belzo on the carry.
And that'd be about, didn't look like too much of a gain. It would be 3rd and inches for the Pride. If they get this first down, this is it. If they get the 3rd down. Now, Eric, this is like 3rd and very, very, very close.
This is 3rd and as close to the yard marker as you can get.
I mean, we've seen that happen a couple times. You got to expect either Belzo to keep it or just straight hand up the middle. I mean, that's worked for them. It's gotten them at least a couple yards every play. That's literally all you need.
Looks like they may be measuring it. Yep, it looks like they're going to take a measure.
I mean, this could be it right here. Now the measurement, the sticks are coming out.
And
it is inches for the second.
For Springfield's offense.
For the second time in the game, it's 3rd and inches. As now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Springfield just run it up the middle with either Belzo or Callahan. It's now 3rd down and 3rd and inches. Clock is ticking and seems to be delay of some sort. Now the refs are talking about something as it appeared the clock should have kept running as no timeout was called.
Game clock operator, please put 1:51 back on the clock. We had a change malfunction. Thank you. 1:51 back on the clock.
So now there'll be 1 minute and 51 seconds left. Back onto the clock.
Whoever's going to do the package for this, I have an amazing shot right now. If it goes up the middle, this is going to be the perfect.
It's now 3rd and inches for the Pride.
All right,
and
fans, make some noise.
Now the clock will be running. And the clock should is now 3rd and 1. Belzo keeps it.
Looks like Callahan gave him a little bit of a.
And it's very close once
there.
again.
My question is.
And Springfield College 1st down, and that should do it here.
Oh, Maritime coach just threw his headset halfway down the field.
Maritime coach throws the headset. Wow, he got that out to the 40. Maybe he should have been playing quarterback.
He got a good. Did he play quarterback in college?
I mean, that's impressive. I've heard he's more of a defensive guy. He was their DC. He was definitely not happy with a lot of things, but that's one of those things where.
That gives the Pride a 1st down.
Well, the Pride were given the 1st down, and that's one of those things where, at this point, with 1 timeout. And you just knew that was coming, though. I mean, we saw it. He was
a matter of time.
He was unhappy, but it's still one of those things where, for Springfield now, the ball will be spotted right around the 13-yard line.
Ball down to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10, Springfield.
Or Springfield, as the clock continues to run, it's going to be as simple as taking a knee now. Belzo takes a knee. And they're going to call. Maritime will call appears to be calling the timeout with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Looks like Maritime took their final timeout.
And Springfield trailing 17-14. Springfield Springfield up 17-14 with a minute and 8 seconds left. And,
As a reminder, we ask that non-players or staff personnel please remain off the field.
This is one of those games where, the Pride really had to battle all day long. But one of those things where, that's how the Pride have battled all season. And, if they're going to walk out with the win today, that's one of those things where it's just credit to the Pride and credit to their effort today. But also with Maritime, same thing. I mean, they battled hard. They came back right after Springfield scored, got that touchdown. Honestly, I don't know if I would have went with the onside kick, because going with the onside kick, while the reward is huge, is one of those things where you kick it down the field, Springfield gets the ball around the 30 instead of on their own side of the field. That's one of those things where it's a risk.
It's a risk you have to take. Sure, there's a chance that the Privateers could get the ball back, but other than that, it's difficult because that's more of a judgment call. That's something the coach could get in trouble for.
And just to note, the minute and 8 seconds left, you can feel the crowd getting really pumped. The sideline's getting pumped, and this is one of those things where when you're playing for a trophy's on the line. No matter if it's a New England Bowl, an NCAA championship, you win a trophy at the end of the year, you can end the season victorious. That's one of those things that in sports doesn't matter. Is Belzo with the knee, and now it's all formality for the Pride. Just one more knee, and that'll do it for them.
If you're looking at this team, we've seen a lot of great performances today on the defense, as it looks like Bianchi and Giorgio are going to get Sarasulo with the cooler.
And looks like the combination of Bianchi, Giorgio, and Scott trying to find Coach Sarasulo the Gatorade or the water.
And they got him.
That's one of those things. Now Belzo with the kneel down.
And that's it.
And that'll wrap this game up.
That'll do it.
Springfield College wins the New England Bowl 17-14. And for this group of seniors, one of the more accomplished groups of seniors in this Pride team's history, to go out on top like this, that's one of those things where if you can end the season in a pile, end the season with a trophy. You've played sports, I've played sports. It's one of those things you just got to love to see. And Coach Hollick taking it like a champ right now.
Coach Hollick and Coach Sarasulo getting a nice little shower at the end of the game. Now, Kevin, let me ask. At the end of the game, if you had to pick an MVP out of this game, we saw a lot of great performances. Who's the one guy you're giving it to?
It's hard to go against Johnny Bianchi right now. You pick off 3 passes off a dude who's thrown 3 all year. How do you not go with Johnny Bianchi?
Yeah.
But however, I will say this, Josh Thomas and Tim Callahan, those fullbacks, they deserve a whole lot of credit because the way they battled all game. It's unreal what they were able to do today.
Another guy, too, that might be considered because he had a bunch of tackles, a couple sacks. Another one is Nick Giorgio. Guy had close to 15 tackles.
And, the seniors really came up big. Josh Thomas, Giorgio, all them. And we're going to send it now down to Cam Smith, Ross Meglin, and Kevin Gaiss with our post-game show.
And we are back for the post-game show one last time. Kevin Gaiss, Cam Smith, Ross Meglin with a final score of 17-14. The Pride have won the New England Bowl. That is the second time that SUNY Maritime has fallen in this bowl, and the second time a NUMAC team has won. So what a fantastic game from the Pride. Did not let go the entire time. SUNY Maritime, got to give them credit because they played really well. Let's talk a little bit about what we liked about Springfield College.
My talking point was the offense, but right. I got to go with the defense.
Yeah, okay.
Johnny Bianchi.
Okay.
3 interceptions today.
That was solid.
Against a fantastic quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks they've seen, maybe the best quarterback they've seen all year long.
It is true. It is true. That was a fantastic showing from the secondary. Go ahead.
Well, the quarterback came in with only 3 interceptions on the season.
That's right.
And then he throws three
Matched
in one game.
Him.
So that just shows how strong the defense of the Pride was today.
That's what I like to hear. And as you can see, the Pride celebrating behind us. Absolutely love to see it. They have played one great season. 8-3 now with this game. Not exactly the way it finished off last year, but a bowl win, we will take that. And some hardware. I'm sure Mary Beth Cooper will be presenting them the trophy very soon.
Another trophy in the trophy
Another
case.
trophy. One more for the books. And Ross, tell me a little bit about, what SUNY could have done better.
I think that defensively they let the Pride in the red zone a little bit too much,
Right.
and they let them execute the run game. I mean, when they got down to like the 1 or the 2 yard line, they just kind of ran it in. It was easy for them. So
Yeah.
They never felt pressured.
Yeah, 2 times, obviously, we saw
New
Hunter
England
Belzo
Commissioners would like to
do
thank you
a
for
great job
attending
of just
today's
finding
New
his way into the
England
end zone. That
football
was, the 2 touchdowns were from him,
please
and that's pretty much what you expect at this point. So we are going to send it up before coming back to us in a few minutes. We're going to send it up to the box to watch the trophy ceremony.
Presenting today's awards are the organizers of today's New England Bowl. NUMAC Executive Director Patrick Summers and ECFC Commissioner Kate Bolvich. We ask all players and head coaches who are announced to please come forward to receive your award. Also presenting awards are Springfield College President Mary Beth Cooper. Today's New England Bowl MVP from Springfield College, Johnny Bianchi. Would Johnny please come forward to accept his award? Congratulations to Johnny, who's one of 8 student athletes at Springfield College to record 3 interceptions in one game. And now, with the team captains from Springfield College, please come forward to accept the New England Bowl Championship Trophy. Congratulations once again to Springfield College. Fans, thank you for attending and for your support of the New England Bowl. Please travel home safely.
All right, and we are back. You just saw the Springfield College Pride accept their New England Bowl trophy. Nothing like a little hardware. That's what I like to see. Mary Beth Cooper, obviously very excited for her school, and that is exactly what we are all about here at Springfield College, all about the pride. Get it?
That's right.
All about the pride. All about the pride. All right, well, just a couple of shout-outs before we send it off, because this is our last football stream of the year. Big shout-out to Stephen Monahan, our director, for 4 years of hard work. That is a lot of football streams. And don't worry, he will be back for basketball. Can't get rid of him that easy.
So maybe we'll get him on air. Maybe we'll get him down here with
I
us.
think we're going to get him on air. That's the goal. We're going to get Monahan on air for a game. But thank you, Stephen Monahan, for a fantastic 4 years of hard work. Boys, this is also my last stream. So this is going to be the last football one for me, I think. Maybe I don't think I'll be back next year, but
we'll bring you back.
But
We'll get
You
you
can't
back for
escape.
one.
You
it was a
can't
fun
escape.
3 years, so thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for making this so much fun. And we are going to send it over to Nichole Maisto with Coach Sarasulo in a few minutes, and we will see you during basketball season. Last time, Cam Smith, Ross Meglin, Kevin Gaiss.
Why wait to say? At least I did it my way. Lie way too faced, but in my heart I understand. I made my move, and it was all about you. Now I feel so far removed. You are the one thing in my way. 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 At least I did it my way. Lie way too faced, but in my heart I understand. I made my move, and it was all about you. No, I feel so far removed. You are the one thing in my way. You are the one thing in my way. You are the one thing in my way.
Back here at Stagg Field, where Springfield College has defeated the Maritime Privateers 17-14. We'll be going down soon to Nichole Maisto with the player of the game, Johnny Bianchi, who had 3 interceptions. But before that, we have to talk about this performance by Bianchi. 3 interceptions, only the 8th player in Pride history to ever do that in their 128 years. And also picking off a guy 3 times who only had 3 picks all year.
It says a lot for what Bianchi has done, not just today, but all year and during his time here on Alden Street. Definitely made a lot of big plays, and it came at the biggest time.
And, with Bianchi, he's one of those guys, he's now a 5th-year senior, so he's gotten that extra year, as now we're going to send it down to Nichole Maisto with our player of the game, Johnny Bianchi.
I'm here with senior MVP of the bowl game, Johnny Bianchi. Now, Johnny, this was your last home game of your senior year season. You had 3 interceptions. It went really well for the Pride. How are you feeling right now?
Feel unbelievable. Our college career has been a process, and I just thank Coach Hollick and Coach C for giving me the opportunity for being out here, and I couldn't pick a better way to go out.
Awesome. Congratulations to the Pride. Thank you so much, Johnny.
Thank you.
And now to the boys up for halftime, or post-game.
And thank you, Nichole, for a great interview. Welcome back in here to Stagg Field, press box. Eric Belyea, I'm Kevin Saxe. Great game, Eric.
Absolutely. It was a great game. Great, it was a dogfight. It wasn't a high-scoring game. Both teams came out strong, and both teams performed what they needed to do. A couple interceptions, as we talked about, 3 all for Bianchi, ended up being the big difference. Pride getting a lot of plays on offense, running the timeout. Team played great. Pride came out on top.
Before we send it off for the last time, I want to thank all of our crew: Kevin Gaiss, Cam Smith, Ross Meglin, Nichole Maisto, Grace Berry, Grayson Carter, Ian Snowdeal, Robert Dickey. Not to save the best for last, but our director, senior Stephen Monahan. He's been on a lot of football streams. The final one for the man, the myth, the legend, Stephen Monahan. And with that, that's the end of our fall season. For Kevin Saxe, he's Eric Belyea. Have a good one, everybody.